Like,
I I
like
don't know.
just smart.
Yeah, I don't know why I got this in my
In a minute.
recommended, but you guys know who Laserbeam is, right?
Yes.
Nope.
He's just so he's a YouTuber. He plays a lot of like COD, Fortnite, shit
Plays
like
our
that.
game.
Yeah, he's just a variety YouTuber who started out with shooters. Like a lot of, honestly, like a lot of like popular YouTubers lately.
He blew up on Fortnite.
Yeah.
He's a variety gamer that blew up on Fortnite.
I guess this popped up on my feed because I watch a lot of guys who have played with him in the past, but it was his sister and another streamer doing a smasher pass, and he popped up on it.
Oh.
Oh no.
And so they brought him into the room, and he's like, "Yeah, you can speak objectively on this." And his sister's like, "No, I fucking can't."
Alright. Alan, has the stream started?
The stream has started.
Hello, everybody.
What's up?
I'll be right back. 'Cause I'm gonna go grab an ice pack. My
Okay.
shoulder hurts.
You sound a little low, Losh. You're away from
Yeah,
the
I'm like away from my mic.
Okay, cool. Lovely times. So, alright. Well, like we always do, why don't we tell the people how we're doing, boys?
Good night.
Fuck off.
Okay. Good, rude.
Oh, damn. Oh, dude. It's been, dude, I'm not gonna lie. I really needed that 4-day last weekend, bro. I needed that 4-day. That shit was necessary. I didn't get any. Oh, well, Brian, I didn't really get to talk to you about the 4-day, but, I basically, I went to go see my family, and then we went to go hang out because it was Kayla's birthday, and it was nice. It was just a good time. So I got to drink a little bit, and then
How
on
chaotic was
Sunday and
it?
Monday. Oh yes, Dylan, this is the perfect time to tell you what the fuck happened.
You've been holding
Oh.
off.
Yeah, I
for 2
honestly I've
goddamn weeks.
been. What are you talking about? 2 weeks? It's been
What?
1 week since. it
Ever
happened.
since you got off from that
It's been 1 week.
your trip to Florida, you haven't talked about it since I've
It's
asked
been
you.
yeah. It's only been 1 week.
That's been 1 week.
Yes,
God,
I got back last Monday. It's only been this week, bro.
Oh,
Feels like a lot. It feels like a long time, hasn't it?
dude, just 1 week here just feels long.
Yeah, dude, it really does. Trust me, it does. Anyways, so yeah, let me talk. Let me talk about this, right? So
boy.
okay, so it was Saturday, right? So Friday, I showed up, and it was a good time. Like, we went to this place called Daiquiri Deck. It was really dope spot on like this strip. Those bands playing like everywhere, so that was like super cool. I made a friend while I was over there, and
Yeah.
she's pretty cool. She's great. So Saturday came along, and we go to what did we do? We went on a boat for the first bit of the morning, and then, oh my gosh, bro, that's where it kept going.
Skibby just
That's
accidentally
where
played the kalimba.
the kalimba.
Yeah, it's sitting on my desk, and he like walked across it a little bit, and it made a sound.
Ding ding ding. I actually have a kalimba down there as well. But Lush, I'm telling the story of what happened last weekend because I keep telling Dylan I was gonna tell him because it was pretty fucking wild. But yeah. So by the way, Dylan, can you go and check to make sure the sound and everything is good? Or somebody go and check because I'm on the stream but I can't really tell. Just let me know who needs to get bumped up or whatever. Anyways, so Saturday rolls around. We go on a boat, hang out on the boat till like 12. We get home, change out, get ready. We head straight to fucking the party, which is like 3 hours away. It was like a hotel that we went into first, and then we went straight there. So, highlights, right? Highlights for myself. I pounded like 7 whiskey sours, and I somehow sobered up that
Oh,
sobered
no,
up within the night.
sour.
Dude, whiskey
No,
sours
no,
are
whiskey
bomb, bro.
sour.
Whiskey
Is
sours
that
are
your drink
bomb.
of choice?
Yeah, love. I'm a whiskey guy. I've come to terms with. So whiskey sour has been my favorite one. So
I'm a
far.
rum guy.
Rum.
Pilot.
Ryan, what do you think you are?
I like bourbon. Bourbon.
So whiskey. Yeah. So you're a whiskey guy too. Dylan's I think Dylan's trying to check this
Dylan's a
chat. But
tequila guy.
yeah, he's tequila. So we got our own flavors, boys. But anyway, so okay.
I guess.
So I show up, right? We're all having a good time. Everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, wow, you guys are here, crazy!" And because we're the only family that was there from our side, everyone else is like on Kayla's mom's side, who's we're not related to, so it was kind of sad. But you know, we're the ones she cares about the most within the family, in my opinion. So, whatever's. So, uh, every single time I'd go up, it would be like me, Jeff, and TJ. We're all going to the bar every single time, and they obviously had like like a lady giving you drinks at the, part of the party and whatnot. So TJ's at like, he pounded like 4. I think throughout the night he had like 3 to 4 whiskey sours, and I think like 3 to 4 rum and cokes, or no, Jack and Cokes. And then he had some other and then he was like having a beer here and there. So this motherfucker is drunk as fuck. And then also, this lady who was with us as well was like, "Hey, you wanna get a little toasty?" So he's like, "Sure." So he went out with her to go get a little toasty. So now he's crossfaded. He's crossed real bad. And dude, it was
Hey
a
man,
mess.
crossfaded's not bad if you're used to it.
Right,
it's a good
right.
time.
And TJ has been he's most likely been crossfaded at least 4 times. So, you know. But yeah, so we're making a mess of that party. We're just hooting and hollering like the fucking drunk trash family that we are. And so just imagine that, Dylan. Just my family going wild while everyone
Oh,
else is like,
no.
"Oh my gosh, we're having a great time. This is such a delight partying." Yes. Like there's just us being retarded.
You gotta have the degenerate side of the family.
I mean, we're the black sheep.
Otherwise, you don't
yeah,
have
the
fun.
black sheep of the family, you know. Specifically me, but okay, so we're going crazy. We kept hitting the dance floor. However, I'm not gonna. I'll send you guys some of the videos that I have of TJ. It's so funny. But I can't really
Was
show
he
you right
doing
now.
the worm?
No, I actually didn't. So, as we all know, for some reason, I'm always the person that my family's like, "Yeah, he's the guy in the military. Go and nod. Everyone praise him." And everyone's like, "Thank you for your service. Thank you for your service." I'm like, I don't even know how to answer that. Like, thanks for your taxes. I don't know, dude. Like, thanks for your tax money. I have no idea. But to that time, like last weekend, I was like, no, I'm not doing it. Like, I'm not trying to be the. This isn't my moment. This is hers. So I'm gonna stay away from the dance floor because I know if I get down there, it's gonna be like
Fucking
a
cat
me
is gonna be the
moment.
death of me.
Kill him. Give him to Dylan. We'll cook him up. Right, Dylan?
I'll eat him.
Yeah, we'll eat the cat. He's a fat fuck too. Like he definitely
Oh, yeah.
Hey,
like at
hey,
least 2,
hey,
3
his
bowls.
He's
feelings.
very lean and very flavorful, right?
That lean meat.
Alright,
Okay,
he
so
found the
this
cardboard
is
box in my room. He's entertained now. We're good.
very good, very good. So right, Dylan. So yeah, the night's starting to end, and this is where it starts getting good. The family, this husband and wife that we met there, who like are the neighbors of my cousin who we went to go see. It's her party and my cousin's party. Um, they were like, yeah, we're going to the after party, and TJ's like, after party? I want to go. And Jeff is like, no, bro, we got shit to do. We're gonna do stuff tomorrow morning, so like we have to be up and early to go, because afterwards we gotta drive 3 hours back, so that's a no-go. And he's like, nah, I'm gonna go to the after party. After party? What's the after? He just kept saying that. And the way he would say it was like, after party. I'm like, what the fuck? And so I don't really like, I don't really fuck with like drunk people being super retarded like that. Even when I'm drunk, like there's my limit of like,
Mm-hmm.
I can't deal with you. And he hit that
Well,
limit. So no, bro.
Yeah, you
bro,
also get a
the-
little.
Okay, no. I mean, okay, but the fact that I'm saying that means that he's really bad. Does that make sense?
oh wait, he's worse than you?
Yes, he's worse. He was worse than I was.
Oh no.
So this motherfucker's
okay,
really fucked up right now.
Worse than your dad.
Oh, dude, my dad's been
No,
chilling
his
out.
dad's funny.
No, my
His dad's
so
so
Your
funny.
dad
well,
is
so my dad,
weird.
Wow,
my dad's
American
got
Gangster was filmed in Morristown.
my dad has the gout right now, so
Ah.
he can't drink as much. So he didn't
This
really.
cat
get
is
fucked
laying
up.
on all my computer wires. You fucking asshole.
He's just like disconnecting everything.
I
without
love
you
I
knowing.
feed you. What?
I said the same thing to Fenrir,
why do
and
you
then he
make my
ate my
life
book
so
the
hard?
other day. He pissed me off. I was so mad.
Why do you make my life hard?
Because he's a fucking cat, dude. He doesn't give a fuck. He's a little shit, dude.
Ow. You're assholes and retards.
Anyways, okay. So my mom, my dad, and I hop in our car and my mom's Venza, and we're like, all right, we're going the fuck home. And Jeff is like, yo, get him in the fucking car. We gotta like get his ass home. And I kept trying to put him in the car. He's like, no, bro, I'm going to the after party. I'm like, TJ, there's no fucking after party, you fuck. Get in the fucking car. And he's like, no, bro, I got this. And he just like wanders off. And I'm like, oh my fucking Christ. So I've had enough. Keep in mind, I'm pissed off because of my brother. But then I got terrified because my mom is driving. It's dark, she's older, so she has trouble seeing at night, and she's had drinks. So I'm freaking the fuck out. I'm like, what the fuck? No, Dad, let me drive. And he's like, you're not driving. You're not driving. Your mother's driving. I'm like, Dad, why the fuck is she driving? Like, I'm sober. And I was genuinely sober. So I was like, this is the safest. Let the old Asian lady drive or the dude who's sober who's 21. Clearly, my dad had a death wish that day because we fucking drove. My mom drove back. Thankfully, we got home after she made like 4 wrong turns. But I called Jeff up before we left, and I was like, "Hey, bro, I can't fucking get him. He's not getting in the car. Like, can you take him?" And my dad's like, "Hey, just go watch him. Bring him to the hotel, because Jeff and his wife were staying at the same hotel. So they pick his ass up, or they take him back. They're like, TJ, there's no fucking after party. Stop saying that shit. Bring him back. So we get back to the hotel, and everyone's kind of like chilling out. My mom and dad are getting ready for bed. They're cleaning up. I'm sitting there. The chick from the bar that I was telling you about, she gave me her number. So we were talking. We were just shooting shit. And then my brother stumbles in. And this motherfucker, bro, I swear, this motherfucker immediately straight to the bathroom. Starts fucking just releasing the beast on this shit. Like, he's dying. All I hear is, "Ah!" And I'm like, what? From the other room, while I'm on the phone with my friend, and I'm like, what the absolute fuck is going on? And she's like, what's going on in there? I'm like, I have no fucking clue. He's dying in there. He's dying. And my mom and dad are like, my love, please do not make sure he's okay later. Okay, please. Like, do not bother him. He's in the bathroom throwing up. He's really sick right now. And I'm like, Mom, I don't give a fuck. And because I went to the bathroom and that's when I heard him. And I heard him through the other room when I left, but I didn't know what that sound was prior. But I went to the bathroom because I needed the shit really fucking bad. I was about to fucking explode. And I'm like jiggling the door handle and he goes, what? And I'm like, I have to shit. He goes, go. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to the lobby. I run down to the lobby. I take my dues. Really awful dues. Like worst, probably top 10 worst dukes in my fucking life. And I come back upstairs. I get back on the phone with my friend and we're shooting shit because she hops off work. Next thing you know, TJ just in his boxers comes in, and there's like the way that the hotel room was set up was there was like kitchen. This thing was bougie as fuck. It was like kitchen, like this small living room, and I like slept on the couch, and then it was like my parents' bed and then TJ's bed and then their bathroom, and there's only one bathroom. So TJ comes out, and I'm talking with him, and then I leave the room because I'm talking to her, so I'm not like worried about anything. I come back in the room, and TJ's back in the bathroom. He's fucking throwing up, and I'm like, all I hear is daylight come and we want go home. And I go over to the fucking bathroom, and I knock on the door, and I go, day.
Thank you,
Misa day, yo. And he just goes, oh, like, it's just like a pause. And he goes, daylight come and we want to go home. So we're
I wish he was
just,
sobbing when he was just.
I think I don't know what, he was just like constantly throwing up. So he kind of was, because he's in so much pain from throwing up. So it just sounded like that. He was like, Misade, yo. So maybe
Thank
like
you for not asking if your brother was okay and instead keeping the song going.
no,
That's the
dude.
exact same
I
thing
just
would
kept
do,
singing
and
it
any
with
good
him,
brother would do.
and I'm on the phone with my friend, and she's just listening to us while he's throwing up. Just Misade, yo. Okay, so this is where it kind of starts to like edge off. So I get back on the couch. I'm still in my like dress clothes and stuff because I didn't really want to change yet. My brother comes out of the room, still in his boxers, and he's just like, come, Mr. Tallyman, tally me banana, and he's still singing the fucking song. And I'm like, TJ, go to fucking sleep, bro. Get the fuck in the bed. And he just like turns around, like puts his head down, and just like as he's singing the song, he's like,
This is Slave Labs
daylight
18,
come
not
and
19.
we want go home. And then he
Alright.
just like goes to sleep.
Alan, this is Slave Labs 19, not 18.
No, this is 18. I crushed the other one because that one was
Well, we streamed 18 a month ago.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Oh,
this is
okay.
19,
Well,
buddy.
fixed it.
Yeah, I'm
don't
not
worry.
talking about the dark episode.
The dark, the poopy episode.
The dark
Um,
episode.
But yeah, so
Oh, Brian, you should be.
yeah, I'm very
So
glad you
happy
weren't
you
there
weren't
for that,
here for
Brian.
that.
I'm so glad you weren't there. For
Okay.
that. Anyway,
Oh my
so
gosh,
okay, let
it
me
was-
finish up my story. So
Okay.
the next day, I wake up early as fuck. My brother wakes up early as fuck. He's going to get water, still in his boxers, and he's like, bro, what happened last night? I'm like, no way. This motherfucker doesn't even remember. I was like, TJ, you were throwing up and you were singing, what is it called? The banana boat song. He's like, no way. Really? I'm like, yeah. We would duet in that shit while you were throwing up. And then you sent me, and you also sent me away to go shit in the fucking lobby. And he goes, dude, I don't remember any of that. And then that was it. Like, such a fucking. That was probably the most chaotic part of the time. And then like so that day as well. So that Sunday, we went to the beach. We had a good bit of fun. Which, by the way, Brian, and to all of you, whenever we go play football, if my brother is there, he's gonna go like a glove. Okay, so
I found this on the web for he's gonna go. Check it out.
What?
okay, Siri. Thanks, I guess. Cool. I don't know if y'all heard that, but so hold on. I'm just gonna I'm gonna show you the part that I'm talking about. Actually, no, I'm not. Never mind. Correction. I'll show it to you guys later. But basically, my brother took this part from Ace Ventura. Do you guys remember when he's so in Ace Ventura he's driving
Yeah,
and he like he's flipping the car and he flips it into the parking spot and he pokes his head out and goes like a glove. My brother, every single time we play football and he's playing corner and I like fuck up, like let's say I can't catch it or whatever. That's what he tells me. He goes, like a glove. And I'm like, you fucking piece of shit. Fuck off. So, we're playing football. And then with Jeff. And, yo, there was this one chick. She showed up out of nowhere. Out of fucking nowhere. Like, she's like an older, I bet she's like TJ's age. She's probably like 25, 26. And she's with her parents. She was like diving into the fucking sand. Like, she was a monster. And found out
Wait, who is this? Your friend?
she's just some random chick. Me and TJ were just throwing the ball around, and this chick comes up and she's like, hey, do you mind if I play? And she's like, and we're like, yeah,
So-
fuck it.
Small related story time. People are often like too afraid to do that. That's why I'm surprised. 'Cause,
Bro,
like,
it
I'll
was
be throwing the ball
awesome.
around, and you know, I'm like, I'll throw the ball around on campus here, and I might have 100 people walk past me, and maybe one will ask us to throw them the ball, and they'll just go for one catch and then throw it back.
Ryan, I want you to see this dirty ass route, boys.
So I was throwing the ball around with Montoya towards the start of the semester. And
This year?
This group yeah.
Okay.
And this group may be 50, 60 yards away from us. Man, no, I'm overestimating it. 50 to 40 yards away. Like it's a big group, like all mixed guys and girls, and this guy goes, yo, throw me the ball. And he's far away enough that I can't really hear him. I'm like, what? He goes, yo, hit me. And I see him put his hands up, so I'm like, all right, I guess he wants the ball. So I throw it over there, and at that distance, I can't do like a bullet. I have to,
How far was
lob
it? How far was it?
About like anywhere from 40 to 50 yards, about.
Oh, okay, cool.
So it's literally at like the very end of my range. Like I'm chucking.
yeah,
this
yeah,
thing.
yeah. You're just fucking launching it, yeah.
Surprisingly, I was pretty on target. I was only about a yard off of him, but they're in a group, so a yard off of him was like this girl.
The girl next to him.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what you're aiming for.
He
got a
jumps
beamer.
in the way. He jumps in the way. It hits his hands perfectly, and he drops it. And I was like,
damn.
and
You gave him the perfect
I-
opportunity.
literally, I looked at him. I'm just like, damn, dog.
Damn, bro, that's.
I
sucks.
was like, in my head, I even said this out loud. I said it to my toy. I was like, well, at least I was on target.
Yeah, but
'Cause,
bro,
yeah,
like
I almost hit somebody else,
Oh
but
my
I'm
God.
within 1 yard of
Nah,
that
nah.
man.
Brian,
hits
if
his
you would
hand,
just
if he
moss the
caught that-
fuck out of her,
If he caught that,
would've
he
been
saves the
amazing.
chick and makes the catch.
Yeah, like that's a
Yeah.
double whammy right there, bro. That's crazy.
So he
Next
picks
thing
up
you
the
know,
ball
he
and
gets
he's
her
like,
number. You got a new best friend. Brian's not on the podcast tonight. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
Brian would have been clapping cheeks, maybe.
hey yo.
Yeah, his
Hey, yo!
Anyways, so he picks up the ball. That's not even the worst part. He picks up the ball
I know, what are you.
and he's like, all right, thanks, man. He's like, and he goes to throw it back to me, like I said, this is at the end of my range, so I took my steps and like everything. You know, I launched that shit. He just tries to throw it from standing, and as soon as I saw that, I was like, oh no. He throws
Oh.
it maybe 25 yards, and it only gets. So for comparison, I'm on like the lower green part of the field, which is a small field, maybe like anywhere from 50 to 40 yards across. He is on, and it's next. At the end of it is a street. He is on the opposite side of that street. So like the street is probably like the size of the end zone. He throws it from that point on, from the opposite side of the street, like diagonally towards me, where I'm in like the middle towards the back half from him of the field. And bro, he misses me by like 15, 20 yards, and I'm like, oh no.
Did give you the my bad.
Yeah, he goes, oh yo, my bad. And he just keeps walking off with his group. I was like, oh, dude, not. You know how those videos,
He's gonna go home.
they have like the
He's gonna go home.
knockouts and like all the
Hey boys, I'll be right back.
interceptions and shit, and it's like not in front of the hose.
He did it twice. He did it twice.
Yeah.
Twice. Like,
I was
like at
like-
that point, if you know you can't make it without the crow hop, fucking punt it. Like, be a dick, punt it into the fucking next neighborhood over. Like, do something.
Yeah, but I was like, oh no.
How do you?
I felt so bad.
I don't know how you see one dude crow hop and then you're just like, I'm not gonna do it. Like, did he even take a step when he threw it?
No, he just
Oh.
threw it from standing because he's walking with his group, right? So they're on the side of the street and he's
Yeah.
walking in this group of like 5 or 6 people. You know, he's not gonna crow hop towards me
Mhm.
and shit. I get it, but it's like, dude, you gotta know the distance.
take
like
a
I
step.
launched that shit. I'm
Yeah.
not like. That was. I just felt bad for the guy. I was like, look, I did my job, but I put him in a bad scenario. So what can you do?
No, the throw is on him. Like, he should have taken a step or something.
Look, it hit his hands. The catch hit his hands, so that's on him. You
Yeah.
know, I was on target enough that it hit his hands without him having to move too much. And the throw, yeah, like he should have closed the distance a bit, bro. Like neither
Like,
one of us
that's-
is Patrick Mahomes. We're not making that shit.
Yeah.
The only reason I can throw that far is because I know like this is gonna throw my shoulder out.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I can't throw far, but like, I know
I got like
when
one or
to-
two good ones in me. And
I
then
know
the
when
rest
to
is-
step and when to crow hop.
Yeah, I was gonna say
is a-
like if I
it's an
take
important thing
my
to
steps,
know.
I can get it. If I take my steps, I can get it a good 40. Not, I don't know. 40 might be an overestimation.
Yeah, it also depends on the football.
It does. It didn't have a lot of air in it, so I could kind of
Yeah.
just huck it.
Or like baseballs, you can just huck comparatively, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah. No, absolutely. But yeah, I might be overestimating the throw a little bit. Doesn't matter. At very least, it was at bare minimum. I said 40 to 50. It was 35 at bare minimum.
Like I overestimate myself with the football sometimes. If I've been throwing a baseball for a while.
Well, a field's 53 across, right?
Yeah.
I can
yeah.
clear about 2/3 usually, so I can usually do about. I'm about in the 40 range for like I'm gonna throw my arm out lobbing this kind of throw.
I think I can get it to the other side.
I might be able to. It's just been a while. I haven't. had a
Yeah, I
reason-
mean, I haven't tried to throw in a while. I also fucked up my shoulder. So
Yeah, I'll-
talking about what's new.
I don't have a fucked up shoulder, but most of the time my shoulder's not in like peak form.
Yeah, I pinched a nerve in my shoulder.
Unlucky.
Yeah,
But,
well, that's why like the scapula like wings is because of the pinch nerve.
Yeah. The other funny story from that same fucking catch session was just oh my god, dude. I was getting tired. My shoulder was getting tired, so I was like, I'm gonna punt a bit. Mind you, I'm in like the middle of campus. Like there's not a people on the grass, but there's people all over the place.
Mhm.
And so I was like, all right, if I go really soft, I won't hit somebody in the face. So
Please don't
I
hit
did.
somebody.
So, like a dumbass, I trusted myself a bit too much, and I punted, and about, I want to say 10 yards to my right, maybe 15, there's a bunch of light poles, like, in a row. And there's trees in front of them. So I did not consider that maybe my kick would be so off that it would go between the trees and hit a light pole. But I hit a fucking light pole dead center on the bulb. And I just went, oh! The whole pole shakes. And the ball bounces off and gets stuck on the tree. And I'm just like, oh. It's as loud a sound as you can imagine it to be. I don't think everyone turned their heads because I'm in Newark. No one gives a fuck. But I still am just like, well, that sucks. Oh, dude. And moments like that usually happen in catch all the time. It's just usually you're not around a bunch of other people, so you don't really care. When there's like 50 people around you and you just punt a ball into a lamppost, you're just like, oops.
Hello. Sorry, I'm back.
Yeah, so
Where you at?
how much did you catch
My
from
dog.
my story?
Huh, I mean,
He
people got it.
So how
Sorry,
much did you
Brian,
catch from my story?
Oh, I heard he threw the ball about 25 feet.
No, yards.
Oh,
Not feet, not
sorry,
feet.
yards. He threw about 25 yards.
Yeah,
and it just
he
went,
threw it. I got the ball to him. He got a little over half the distance back to me, and I was just like, oh.
Oh!
I felt bad for the guy, bro. Not only does he flunk the catch, he fucking undershoots the ball by 15 yards. I'm like, oh, poor guy. But that's the thing about catch is that shit doesn't happen often around me. Like I had one other person walk by us and be like, "Yo, pass the rock, pass the pigskin," and I was like, "Yeah, sure." People usually don't stick around for that kind of stuff. It's sad.
Yeah, not a lot of us played enough sports later on. Or interested. Catching ball.
I never have like couples or girls join in on catch. It's usually just guys who look like they played football.
Brian, I think I told you about it, but I don't think I told Alan. So, there's a guy who sits behind me in one of my classes, and he's wearing William Patterson football gear. And I knew that Kogler, Commander
Kogler.
he was on the team. So I said to him, I was like, yo, you play with a kid or have played with a kid named James Kogler? And he goes, yeah, I know. He goes, his locker's next to mine. He goes, I fucking hate him. And I was like, yeah, I love him too. And I was like, next time you see him, call him Commander Kogler. And he was like, I got you. I was like, you guys call him that? And he's like, no. So he calls him it, and then the next day he comes back and he goes, he wanted to fight me.
He wanted to fight me.
He was like, he got so angry. I was like, that's my commander. And then I saw another dude with William Patterson football pants on, and I go, hey man, you can play with James Kogler? And he goes, yeah. And I go, call him Commander Kogler. And he goes, all right, man. I was like, all right, nice to meet you. Have a good one.
Bro, I wonder what Kogler thinks. I wonder how he thinks people are figuring this out.
He's just like, who's trying to ruin my life?
Commander Kogler.
I feel like one day I'm just gonna be sitting in class, he's gonna burst through the door and just crack me in the teeth.
It was you.
Or he's gonna see me on campus and be like, it was you.
You're just gonna get double-legged while walking on campus. You're gonna get speared into the floor. You're gonna be like, oh, what's going on? You get up, you just see Kogler.
I just go, hey, Commander. right across the teeth.
I thought he would have graduated by now. I guess he has one more year.
That's mean.
What?
So that was mean.
No, I legit. I mean, he's a year older, no?
He's fucking with you. Yeah, he is.
I mean, look, he might be doing graduate school. I don't know what the man's up to. I haven't seen him in years. I miss him.
I saw Minority at William Patterson too.
Oh yeah? Huh.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know he was still going either. Oh, small world.
I saw him and it was like one of those days where it's hot as shit. And I was like, "How you been?" He goes, "It's hot as fuck out." And I go, "Yeah."
Dude, the weather's been so ass lately. It's been going up and down
I know.
constantly.
It's either been hot as shit or raining.
Next week's back to hot as shit, which I
Awesome.
guess I prefer over raining, but still.
Yeah. I like sweatshirt weather.
I like sweatshirt weather, but I don't want it to be fucking raining all the time.
Exactly. Exactly.
Oh my god, bro. Fucking Kogler. Did you play with James Kogler by chance? So
Yes.
funny.
Dude, like I want that guy from the class to come tell the story because like I bet you I grinned from ear to ear.
See, I couldn't do that with Ty Sally here because he didn't have anything like that going for him
Yeah.
back in school. So like there just wouldn't be a point. But
Like I'm waiting for him. I'm waiting to see James and for him to go, "God damn it, you always got to be fucking with me," and then I'd be like, "I could have told him that you were cleared for landing," and then for him to punch me in the stomach. Like I'm fully expecting it.
Oh, so did I tell you that the wrestling club at my school transitioned or is attempting to convert into the MMA club?
No.
So yeah, that's a thing. So I
Oh.
met a couple kids while hitting the heavy bag that are part of it, and they told me like, "Oh yeah, you should check it out." So they gave me the Discord link,
Mm-hmm.
and I've been keeping up with it. And so I was talking with Russo about it because I still have classes with him and such. And he was saying to me, he's like, "Oh, I was explaining the same thing to him. Wrestling converted to or is attempting to convert to MMA here."
Mm.
And he goes, "Oh yeah." He's like, I remember like when I first got here, there was some sort of club or something. He's like, I don't know what it was, but it was something to do with wrestling. He's like, I figured. He's like, all right, well, I'll check it out. He goes, "Bro, I showed up. Keep in mind, this is a state wrestler, high placing from our school." And he goes, "All these kids are ass," and he's just like, "This is awful." Because for him,
Yeah.
I get that, you know, like it's weird to walk into something you were super competitive at and just have no competition whatsoever. Like when he came to our
Yeah.
gym and he was doing, jujitsu, it seemed like he was enjoying himself because it's different. It's something new
Exactly.
to him. But if we were just wrestling with him, I'm sure he'd have like the same opinion. It's like, "Oh, this sucks."
I mean, I wasn't even that good, but I enjoyed it because it was different. It's also
Yeah.
because, like, you learn everything in one season, and then you learn it again the next season, and then you learn it again the next season.
Hey, jiu-jitsu is the same way. Like I've been doing it for a year and a half almost,
No,
and
like, I'll tell you how every wrestling season goes. You come in the week before Thanksgiving, you learn how to fall. You're doing all cartwheels, fucking gymnastics bullshit, single legs, double legs, doing like coaches are kind of gauging where everybody's at. And then right after Thanksgiving break, you come back for the regular season starts. And for the first month, all you're doing is single leg takedowns, just every variation of single leg takedowns, and also half Nelson turns and half Nelson type things
okay.
for like the turn aspects. And then you're doing like your scrimmages, and then you're moving. Then the next month you move into double legs, and you're moving into
So
cement
basically,
mixer,
same curriculum.
and exactly. And then you learn everything, and then the next year the first month you're learning all the single legs again,
Yeah. See,
and like
jiu-jitsu
our
has.
coaches were good because we had a lot of coaches. So one coach could pull Nick aside and be like, "Hey, when you're doing a single leg, try this. Try coming to the side, and then
Yeah, turn the
uh,
corner, uppercut the
mhm.
legs, so on and so forth.
and then you try different variations of the single leg that are a little bit more difficult when."
Yeah. Something I found out about myself recently was that my shot is not great. I'm generally I'm jiu-jitsu primarily, not really as much of a wrestler, but I like using wrestling in jiu-jitsu because I'm trying to be like, MMA overall.
Yeah. The good thing about
And
wrestling is you can just be aggressive with it. That's the only thing I don't like about
that's the thing.
jiu-jitsu. Is
Yeah, it's very
it's
passive.
hard to get somebody aggressively onto the ground.
You
There's
would like
really no
MMA
way.
jiu-jitsu more because
So yeah, I know.
it has to be inherently more aggressive. You have to
Exactly.
constantly move because if you don't, you get punched in the face.
hmm
But the thing about wrestling I noticed about myself is my shots are not great because I'm primarily a counter wrestler, but I've been working on it. And I've noticed that I have my opposite leg forward, right? Like I put my left leg forward. It's not my dominant side, it's just that in striking, that's how you do it. You always have your dominant hand in the back. So that transition to grappling for me, I don't put my right leg forward.
Have you ever tried knee sliding with the right leg?
Yeah.
So what you do is you come down on both legs and then bring the right to the left and then come up.
So what I've
you have to be faster, but if you can do it, like GJ was good at it.
It works well. Yeah, I've seen it done before. I've tried it. What I've noticed about myself is that my shot is still improving because you still improve at a given rate, even if you start on your worst side. It's just that I noticed that depending on my opponent's stance, I actually have a harder time. So if people are like, for instance, if someone is orthodox to orthodox with me and they have their left foot forward as well, it's awkward for me to shoot single legs because I have to shoot across. If that makes any sense.
Right.
But when
yeah,
people
it's weird for me too, because it's something that it took me a little while to get over at first, but once I did, I can't get over it. Where, like when you take a shot, you kind of have to make the guy knee you in the balls.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And so if that leg is back, I can see how it's a little bit harder.
Well, here's the thing: if it's open stance, single legs become super easy because I can cut the corner a lot easier since that's the side I have my leg forward on.
Right.
But what I found is that if people are close stance with me and they're basically same stance, opposite side, opposite facing, I can shoot singles still, but I have to transition to double almost every single time. I'm never hitting a single. I don't know why. It's very hard to turn the corner for me when I'm doing it to the side that my back leg's on to start.
Those are just so much easier to go from a single to a double instead of doing a
full.
full
Oh yeah,
single.
100%. The problem I have
really
going
involved.
The problem I have going from single to double is actually getting like the finish per se, like getting the legs off the ground. Because if you're not quick, people will base out very fast.
Right.
But
like
if
doing
you
like
have
run pipe or split the pipe in a jiu-jitsu scenario,
yeah,
I can't.
It works. I do it. Now, honestly, that's a good way to finish a single leg if you get it.
Split the pipe, but run the pipe just seems hard to do. Or in like an MMA setting, doing that would be hard.
It's not that it's any different. It's that you just have to commit to it, and then you have to keep in mind where you end up.
Right.
That's honestly like how it works for every wrestling move. Transitioning to MMA is just you have to keep it. And same with judo. A lot of judo throws you'll end up like on your back essentially if you overcommit. So it's become a thing where it's like, okay, I have this move. Now I need to keep in mind where I would normally end up and basically stop myself. Like I think ankle picks are a good example of this. I hit I don't really hit ankle picks too often, but the way I hit them is I usually frame on a person's head, and then I just drop like I'm doing a low single.
Right.
I just drop like I'm doing a low single and pick the ankle.
Yeah, that's what I did a lot to get shots. Is I was a dick.
Well, you have to be. You
Like, I
can't
just
be.
snap people's necks and shit like
You
that.
can't be nice
Wrong
about
path.
it, because if you're not if you're nice about it and you let people have their space and their distance, they're gonna see a shot coming.
I feel like in a hand fighting
Oh.
setting, like I mean, Alan, you wrestled. I feel like you didn't hand fight that much. You just went for the legs, and you got it
Bro,
most of the time because you
no,
were
dude.
fast enough.
No, I was
No?
awful. No, I was awful at shots. I never
Mm.
took shots. I was a straight
you counter?
defensive. Nope.
Wrestle?
I was a
What'd you
straight
do?
defensive wrestler. I took any moment that I could to just dog the fuck out of him. A lot of the
okay,
times, you
I
know
was
what?
the
So
opposite.
for my
I was
first,
completely based off aggression.
my first, yeah, well, I as well. However, because I didn't know what I was doing, I tended to just be like more timid about stuff.
Right.
So,
right.
Well, even me during competition, I don't think I've shot a double in competition ever. I've shot singles, I think, but never a double, because it's just
I
too
have.
much commitment for me. You know, if I shoot a double, I'm in my head I'm like I'm gonna get guillotined. I know
Yeah.
how to not to, but it's just one of those things where it's like in a competition setting, people go not necessarily faster, but they commit more when they actually make a move. So I get that.
Doubles are fun.
They are fun. When you hit a good one,
When
you
you hit
feel
a good one.
so good about yourself.
Yeah. Or
The problem with the
my problem always is I would take people out of bounds whenever I would do doubles.
well, yeah, that
And
makes sense because
so
you have to
I'd
you have
love
to get that explosiveness.
doing doubles shit just to kind of like I'd do them to start a match just to be like, yeah, I can take you down,
My problem with double
and
legs,
then I would kind of go off of that.
my problem with double legs in practice is like I like them, but it's just a hard move for me to practice because I'm not a very heavy person.
Hmm.
So going for, and most of the people I train with are heavier than me. So going for a double leg on someone who
Yeah,
has 20,
you
30
gotta-
pounds on me is hard.
Hmm.
Because even if I get it right, if I don't like turn the corner quick enough, or if I don't lock their legs together or something like that, it could be a good shot, and I'd still get punished for it.
Yeah.
bro, I bet
When I
bet-
wrestled 220, I was very good at doubles, but then pretty much as soon as I went up to heavyweight, it was all trips
Yeah,
or defense because some
I
of those were
do-
some big boys.
I don't think you're allowed to do it in wrestling, but I do a lot of. I mean, you're allowed to crossface. I do a lot of like
Like,
crossface to
I
ankle
remember
picks.
I went for a double on a guy that was like he was definitely at least 250, and I was 2 fucking 10. I weighed in with a fucking bagel in my hand, like for 220, and I went to go double him. I'm surprised I didn't fucking throw my back. Like maybe that's why I got back issues now, because I tried to double leg some kid that was 30 pounds heavier than me.
Dude,
And I routinely tried to do it. And I remember one time where I went for it, and the guy, he wasn't that. My coach had told me, he's like, "Oh, you're gonna do well. He's not that experienced." And he had went for a sprawl, and I think you know this, Brian. When people aren't that experienced go for a sprawl, they either completely undercommit
or
and don't
overcommit.
land it at all, or overcommit and just ball drop you,
Yeah,
just teabag you.
yeah.
and this
Which
guy
honestly is what you're supposed to do.
Yeah,
But
this guy overcommitted and just humped me into the fucking mat,
Yeah.
and for a second couldn't breathe, and got up and thought I had a bloody nose because I hit the mat that hard.
know that feeling. I know
And then
that feeling.
he turned around and started to turn me over, and I stalled out, and we ended up just going to the next round. And I remember just saying to myself, I will never again go for a double leg in a heavyweight match. I was like, that was
I-
such a fucking bad idea. Like, I was like, in retrospect, Andrew, you are such an idiot.
See, this is why I don't try these things. I have tried fireman's
That's some
carries on
funny
people who
wrestling.
are way heavier than me.
Yeah.
Also a very bad idea because most of the time getting sprawled on from a fireman's carry isn't as bad, but it still sucks. You end
Mhm.
up in a terrible position for no reason. But I'll do like a lot of like frame on the head and go for ankle picks. I'll do a lot of low single. Not. I'll do a lot of low singles. But this is where I don't know if it would translate to wrestling. So my primary like style is when people like try to put their weight on me, I always try to push their arms away and get grips on the head. And then from there I'll do one of two things. I'll either try to work arm drags to get or duck unders to get their back,
Mhm.
or if they're letting me snap them down enough, I'll try to snatch up their head, and if I can't finish the guillotine, I'll drag them to the mat. Like I'll like you know what I'm talking about. Like I'll back up and pull their head to the mat. So I don't know how well that would translate to wrestling, but that's basically my wrestling style.
All right.
It-
I hated wrestling in matches with a burning passion because my style was all just being an asshole. And
yeah, but you have to. Like it's
yeah, and the other
it's
guy
what
had to be an
grappling is.
asshole too, and that's what wrestling is, and I just didn't like the matches.
For
And
anyone
so
who's
sometimes I wouldn't go to matches just because I fucking hated them. And
for
the
anyone
coach
who's
is pretty
never
much
done
cool
it,
with it.
like
I do have some funny stories.
for anyone who's never done it, like any type of grappling combat sport is if you want to like start getting good at it when you're training, actually like learn the techniques and stuff like that. Don't be a dick, don't be an asshole training partner, whatever. But when you actually get into your matches,
Force
like
it. Sometimes.
force it.
If you
Be a
have to.
dick. Like you have to. You can't.
Yeah.
You're not just gonna fireman's carry somebody because
Yeah.
they made a misstep
you-
or something like that. You
when
have
you
to force
hand
them to
fight,
misstep.
Like, I learned it really quick with hand fighting, where it was like somebody grabs your wrist, and normally you can just take it right off, go for the shot, and it's easy money. My
Yeah.
first match, dude grabs my wrist, and it's like, what am I gonna do here?
Yeah, it's like you have to go 2-on-1. You have to basically try to rip his arm off of yours.
Exactly.
Like like when people tell you technique wise, like this is what you're supposed to do, it's not because it's like in practice it's like, oh, it's just the most effective way. Sometimes it's literally the only way.
Right.
When you're breaking grips, for instance, a lot of people like be like, oh, I'll just swim my wrist out and stuff like that. It's not always doable. Like 2-on-1, people drill it into your head because it works. It works
Yeah.
really well. The
Dude,
other
I
thing
had
is,
one very fucking funny wrestling story where, so the cap for heavyweight is 265 in high school,
yeah, okay,
and so I'm going into my match. I got my bagel, my water bottle, getting on the scale. I'm weighing in for 220. I'm at 212. I'm good to go. Like I'm pretty sure my sweatpants are still on, and I'm at weigh-ins. And I see the guy that's wrestling heavyweight. I see this man, and me and Nardi both see him because Nardi taps me. And a little bit of backstory: me and our friend Nardi, we both wrestled 220 and heavyweight. But he also wrestled 195, so he did 195, 220, and heavyweight. So he did a bunch of things. So whenever there was usually a bigger heavyweight, I would usually wrestle him just because I was 10 pounds heavier than him. And so we're looking at this kid, and Nardi's like, he's not gonna make 265, and we're laughing about that. Kid gets on the scale, fingers crossed. I look at Peter and I go, oh no. I was like, please don't tell me he makes it. They call out the reading, 284.6 or something like
God damn,
that.
20 pounds over. Holy shit.
Oh no. He was 264 point whatever. He was right on it.
Okay.
He 264.6, that's what it was. He was
Okay.
right on it. And I was like, oh no, he made it. I was like, I might have to wrestle this kid. And I was like, I hope he's JV, and I hope I don't wrestle JV today. And so we go out for the match. We all run out. And before the match starts, I say to the coach, I was like, don't make me wrestle this kid. I was like, please. I was like, I have a back. I was like, I want to have kids one day. And he's like, Andrew, it's not that bad. And he's like, I'm like, I want to be able to move furniture when I'm older and touch my toes. And he's like, it'll be fine. He's like, he's not going to be fast. You're just going to run around him and beat his ass. He goes, he's not going to be good. I was like, all right.
That's not always the case.
And I was like, all right, coach. I was like, you're convincing me. You're stroking my ego here. That's what I was thinking to myself. I was like, all right, all right.
You have to. If you're gonna have to take the match, you have to.
So then I'm going out for fucking heavyweight, and this kid comes out, and I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ, and the Lord Almighty. And match starts, blow the whistle, I'm on the ground, and I was like, oh no. Like,
Fast W.
it was so fast, and I was like, what the fuck?
Was he on wait, before we go further, this is a legitimate question. Answer with your opinion, because I know you can't answer for fact. Do you think he was on trend?
No. Like,
Okay.
he was
Because
fat.
I've heard.
Like, he was chunky.
Okay, I've heard rumors though
Speed of
that
him was...
I've heard
It's like,
rumors that
what the
high-level
fuck?
high school wrestling, a lot of kids are on trend.
I mean, I did wrestle some kids where it was like, yeah, maybe. Because they were built like I was, but they were 250 or 260
Ah,
of just more
Okay.
muscle.
got it. See, I don't think I've had a match with somebody who actually. Well, I mean, it's hard for me. I'm fucking.
I don't know if I
45.
went against them, but I do remember seeing people at tournaments and stuff being like, oh, maybe.
Yeah, I've seen plenty of people who are on it. There are people who are. I'm 5'8", with scoliosis. There are people who
Yeah.
are shorter than me and are ripped to the fucking gills at heavyweight, and I'm like,
There's also,
no shot.
there's some people that I was like, why? Where it's like, weight classes are bad for you because you're tall. I've seen
Yeah.
plenty of people like that in 220 and heavyweight, where it's like, oh, you're just 6'3", like you're 6'3" and 200 pounds. Like,
Yep. There's nothing you can do.
I wrestled a couple of kids at 220 like that, where it was, they had a leverage advantage, but I had a strength advantage just because I was shorter.
I mean, that's what you gotta do. I mean, you know, my weird stories aren't nearly as numerous because I haven't competed as much.
Yeah. Also, high school
I've-
wrestling. When you do it in high school, you wrestle 40 times in a year, something like that.
Yeah, well, to be fair, I've done 16 in the past, yeah, literally exactly a year. And I mean, well, so context. One of my matches, they pulled me aside. Like I won my first match at this tournament. I get pulled aside, and the ref goes, like I was waiting for like 15 minutes, maybe 20. I was just trying to keep myself warm, stay hyped up. The ref pulls me aside and she goes, "Hey, so she's like, we're gonna start not in the center of the mat, but we're gonna start over here, like towards the edge." And I'm like, "Okay, why?" She's like, "Well, this is like, I'm not kidding you here. Like, your opponent's blind, so we're gonna have to start you with wrist grips as well." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, this is a thing." So, yeah, I had to grapple with a blind kid. Like, shit's weird.
There's some ref stories that are fucking comedy. Like, I remember they check your fingernails at the beginning of every match. And I think
Yeah.
they might do it for jiu-jitsu too.
It depends. If they see it, like if they'll call it out, but they don't like proactively check them.
One time, I think it was Patrick. He got clawed, like straight up during a match.
Yeah,
And
like straight up cuts.
like he had 3 little cuts on him.
Oh my
And
God.
we all immediately were like, what the fuck? And the ref was like, what the fuck? And even the ref was like, how the fuck did I not catch that? Because he looks at the kid's nails, and this kid's fucking Freddy Krueger. Oh my god, that was bad. Patrick has some bad wrestling stories. Good friend, but
Oh.
he's wrestled a girl, 2 retarded kids, lost to them all.
I didn't lose to the blanket. I do want to mention that. Oh,
There's
What's it
another
called?
time where I was getting choked out, and the entire time I'm going, ref, and he didn't do anything.
what's it
That
called?
wasn't fun. Went
That
for a
same-
double, and I was in a guillotine. You can't do a guillotine in fucking
No, you
high
cannot.
school wrestling. I'm going
That's all.
fucking. I'm going purple, and I'm like, do I tap out or do I get pinned? And then we
Do I
turn
tap
over,
out?
and
Could you imagine tapping in a wrestling match?
and then we get turned over, and as everything starts going black, the ref calls the match, and I apparently got pinned, and the other kid raises his hand, and I go back to my coach, and I was like, what happened? And he's just like, I don't know.
You got choked out, I guess.
That one was against the high. And like we were both like, I was like, what the fuck happened? And he was like, I don't know, man. He's like, he got you in something.
I'm surprised. That's surprising to me. 'Cause guillotine
a
chokes
fun
are
one.
a fairly obvious mood to outside parties.
It wasn't
You-
like a guillotine. It was, we were in a sprawl, and
Okay.
it felt like he had me in a guillotine in the sprawl.
Did he have your arm?
Maybe.
If
I
he
don't
had one of
remember.
your arms, it was a Darce choke or an Anaconda choke. It could have even been a Peruvian necktie if he threw his legs over.
Like, I was holding his leg on my
Okay.
knees, and he was on top.
You were holding his
In sprawl.
leg. So
I was trying
were
to
hi-
pull through.
How was his grip around your neck? Was it like forearm or like both hands?
Yeah, his forearm was around my throat.
The forearm was around the throat. Do you know if his hand was like? Did he have
It
an arm
felt
in
like
or
his-
out?
I don't know about that.
Okay. Well, I imagine from your position, it's hard to tell. It's one of
Yeah.
those things where it's like if you don't know what you're feeling for, you can't tell it.
Yeah.
That's-
Also, at a
that's-
certain points, fucking survival instincts take place.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is like I've only been
Just-
doing it a
I
year.
threatened to punch somebody in the face during a wrestling match once, and the ref
I've
was
al-
kind of okay with it because guy like fully grabs my dick and balls, like full like catcher's mitt on my shit, and
Nice.
I grabbed his face, put my hand, and just pushed him against the mat and stood up, looked at the ref in his eyes and said to him, I said, if he grabs my balls again, I'm going to punch him in the face. And the ref looks at the kid and goes, don't grab his balls again. And then we wrestled.
What's
And he
it
didn't
called?
grab my balls again.
I had
So-
I had a fun experience. This is the same day as the kid. I went against the kid who was blind. The match before that, same ref. Towards the end of the match, I went for a straight ankle lock because I broke his. He had guard. I broke it, and I just I snatched up his ankle, and I was like, only like 20 seconds left. I might as well shoot, go for it.
Hmm.
So I had his ankle, and I leaned to my side that the ankle's on, and I don't know what the ref was looking at. I don't know what was going on. The weird part about it was kind of a modified one, because I had his foot across me, so it's not like his ankle was under the opposite arm. It was across my body. So his right ankle under my left arm, and because it was just what I grabbed. So I go to my side, but I had my legs around it, so I was like, oh well, I should still be able to crank this. When I go to my side to crank it, the ref stops me, and she goes, "You're not allowed to do heel hooks." I'm like, I look at her, and my opponent looks at her, and the kid and my teammate who's recording and like coaching me looks at her, and all of us go, "I'm not doing a heel hook." and so I sit back up and like loosen up my grip because I thought she was giving me a warning, which I mean she literally was, and she goes, "Don't stop! I didn't stop the timer." I'm like, "What?" Like, so I go back to my side, and then she instantly calls the match, or she calls time on the match. I'm like, what the fuck? I won it in the overtime, but I was like, dude, I had a submission locked in, and you called me out on some bullshit.
Forget who it was, but similar thing happened to somebody where they got called on a full Nelson, and it like they were in half Nelson. The other hand wasn't on, like the other hand touched the person's head, and they called the full Nelson. It's like his hand wasn't under his arm, like it wasn't. What? Like,
Yeah, it's not locked. It's not locked.
my coach and the other coach were like, "What the fuck?" And immediately, I'm trying to remember who it was, but they're like, "I didn't full Nelson," and they got called. The ref just called a -2. They
That's
called
so annoying.
They called the warning full Nelson. The guy was like, "I didn't full Nelson." He gave him the -2 and was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
Yeah, I hate it when you get a bad ref, because when you get
Yeah,
a bad ref, it
like,
ruins
even-
the whole match.
The other team's coach was like, "What? like,
But
everybody
anyways,
is like, "Are you kidding me?"
This has been a
Yeah, we should
fun.
move on from.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's been a long conversation about grappling matches, but we had a
something
lot.
else- Yeah, I mean, we could talk about some games. I mean, Alan has been playing some Payday 3, and we've all looked forward to that coming out. And I know
Hold
Alan's
on
a
now.
little
Hold your
disappointed,
stinking
and
horses, bud.
I want to hear his opinion because I've not let him tell me about it until we came on here.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. This is
I
the
screamed,
segment.
"Shut up,
Fuck.
Adam." He tried
Okay.
to tell me about it, so
Oh, Jesus.
he's gonna tell us about it now.
Alright. For anyone who is thinking about getting Payday 3, I'm gonna try my fucking darndest to make this so short. I promise y'all.
All right.
However-
Before you give
No,
your explanation,
thought
give it a
some of
rating
that.
out of 1 to 10.
Okay, so right now, I give it a. I probably got like a couple minutes, but my roommate has been playing the shit out of it, so he's been giving me the insight. From what he said, from what I've learned, and from what I've played, I give the game still a 5 out of 10. And this is a
Really?
non-biased. Yes, this is a
Damn.
non-biased thing, because
Damn.
of what I'm gonna get into. Because of what I'm gonna get
Go
into.
ahead.
So, all right, I'm
Also,
gonna
give
start
the
off.
backstory of you are a longtime Payday fan. You played Payday 2 a good amount.
Oh, dude, I played the shit out of it. I think I got maybe 30 hours on my PC, and that's just from me and Brian playing with Ruthwick back in the
Would
day.
you say it's your most played game?
No, Binding of Isaac is at like 300 almost hours
Oh, okay.
right now. So,
All right, go ahead.
Dead Cells is getting pretty close too. I think it's 217. So,
Oh,
and that's just on my Switch. Okay, so I'm gonna talk first bad stuff about the game because everyone wants to know about that. Okay, number one, the game is only online. You cannot play offline. So if servers are down, you can't play the game. It's
that's a trend with a lot of games now, though. It just,
Right.
Look, I agree, it sucks, but it's just it's just a shift in like bigger companies. They want these things to be online always. I don't know why. It's just how it is.
But still, Brian, it's just the fact that
no, it's not
Payday
good, I
has
agree.
always been like, if you want to play by yourself, you can, and you can enjoy
Right,
the
right.
game, going and killing a bunch of cops and just killing a bunch of civvies if you really want to. Not my cup of tea, because then you lose money. But still, like, you can play by yourself, and you can enjoy doing things like stealth missions where the AI is a little goofy, and so like, if I was like, "Ayo, go over there," he'd like cross the line of somebody's vision. Like a dude would literally be looking at him, and they would just be like, whatever. Kind of like how Shadow of War was with your guys. Anyways, but yeah, no, online, awful. It's just there's too many fucking people trying to play it. Servers always get shut down. In the past, what? How long has it been out, Brian?
I don't know, not the
Maybe
exact days.
Couple weeks.
Came out like the 22nd. or
Yeah,
something like that,
actually, yeah. So
21st.
it's been a fucking week, maybe.
10 days.
Yeah, it's been out 10 days, and the server's been down for most of it. On fucking opening time, bro. It's awful. Okay, so there's that. Second thing I'm going to talk about is leveling up and trying to kind of play the fucking game. So there's some in Payday 2 there was infamy points and then there was XP points. So XP points or sorry, infamy points, which is more of what I'm going to talk about, is just you play the game a lot, right? When you play the game, there's a bunch of slots for you to be able to buy and customize your weapons, masks, whatever it is. When you get a lot of infamy points, right? Sorry, there's your infamy level and then there's infamy points. When you get a lot of infamy points, you get to get new perks. So if I wanted to be a fucking medic, I can go and get those perks with the infamy points. Now in this game, the infamy points are like retarded. You have to go and grind them out to go get to get just new weapons in general. Like I can't even just go play the game and just because you get money for doing heists, right? The money just it doesn't feel like the money actually matters anymore. It's just for funds. It's the fucking points don't matter, right? The money doesn't matter. So it's like you have to grind out challenges to get these infamy points. And if that's the case, how do you beat challenges if you don't have weapons, if you don't have perks, if you don't have this and that? It's really fucking hard. So you're just grinding out the game. Personally, with Payday being a game that's kind of grindy in general, to get really high up there, and actually in Payday 2 there was prestiging, which gives you for your infamy level, it gives you more slots, which that's all it really did. And it gave you another harder difficulty. But this game makes basically that the whole thing. Point number 3, the skill tree. Skill tree is really dumbed down, and I don't mind that, but it is kind of sad to see that they were just like, yeah, fuck the skill tree. There doesn't seem to be many maps right now, so I guess you could say that's my number 4 point. There's not that many maps out, so it seems like there's not much to even play.
The challenge is so hard.
Right. That it's just fuck, man. Like Payday 2 had so many off the rip, and then they added so much more with DLC.
In all fairness, they were never going to be able to match what Payday 2 had on, not necessarily like on Payday 3's launch. There was just no way.
Oh no, dude. And okay, so now here's the reason why I said number 5, or sorry, I gave it a 5 out of 10. The game looks great. The game feels great. It honestly kind of feels a little bit like BioShock when you play it, which is kind of weird when you say it. It feels kind of like BioShock Infinite, and I really like that. I like the BioShock series, so personally, I think that's okay. There's a lot new enemies, which there wasn't many enemies. It was like what, Brian? Juggernaut, fucking Sniper, the Splinter Cell, the electric guy, yeah, the Cloaker, the fucking electric guy who's really annoying, the shield guy, and then there's just the normal.
I think the names are Cloaker, Taser, Dozer, Medic, Sniper.
Oh right, I forgot they had medics too. Yep.
Captain Winters and Riot Shield.
Yeah. So in this game, they've added like gas guys. They've added like I don't even know, but they've added besides the gas guy. I've seen the gas guy, shot the gas guy. There's a lot more that they're gonna be adding for it. So the potential to make this game a top tier fucking game and crush the shit out of Payday 2 is there. That's why I'm giving it a 5. However, I've been told that the company is possibly going to go bankrupt because of the fact that the game on launch did so shit, especially in this climate. I personally would have thought it would have been better for them to just delay it another year, fix anything they think would be necessary, and then release it.
I mean, sometimes that's not feasible when you set a contract for these things. It's not always feasible for them to like delay it further than a certain date because
Really?
there's costs in doing that.
Okay.
Every time they announce we're delaying it further, there's more cost because now you
True,
have to advertise. You have to keep advertising. There's fees to pay on delaying it. Well,
Right,
there's
but
a bunch of fees
is
you gotta
that
pay.
is that better than going
Pay a quick
bankrupt?
salary.
It depends. There. Think of it like this way. There's a balance to it. You can
Okay.
keep pushing a game back, but past a certain point, you've sunk too much cost into it, and it may not come out. It may
Okay,
not
but
come out in a state where you're gonna make more back.
bro, but it's payday. Like everybody loves payday.
And that's true. And in their case, yeah, maybe they could have released more DLCs for Payday 2, so on and so forth. But you got to keep in mind that the reason extra DLC came out for Payday 2 past a certain point was because they kept running out of money in the first place.
Right, right. Honestly,
So who knows?
yeah,
I genuinely can't tell you.
so I'm thinking if they just fix, dude, honestly, if you just fix the fact that you could just go offline and play by yourself, I'd be honestly probably perfectly fine with that.
That's always a hard fix when
Yeah,
it comes.
I-
Like it's
I
very
do-
hard
I
to
do understand
adjust
that,
a
yeah.
game that's been developed for always online to suddenly be like you can play without it.
Yeah,
And
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's impossible. I don't know the code base for fucking Payday 3. It may even take, it may even be something they can release in the next patch, but it's not, generally speaking, something that happens a lot per
yeah.
se.
But I'm just saying though, if it was, I think it would honestly make the game. I'd play the fuck out of the game by itself. I wouldn't need
Well,
anybody.
that's a fair assessment.
So there's that. If they fix it, they literally just need to fix the system of the infamy points because it really is so annoying when you want to play the specific way you want to play. Like when I was playing Payday 2, I liked being the engineer, so I'd set out sentries to go do my shit. I'd load up on weapons that had so much ammo because I didn't want to shoot. I wanted to go do all the other stuff. I was really good at the drill, and then I had medic bags. That was my thing. While everyone else I played with, they'd go murder everyone. I was like I always usually like being a support guy. In this, it doesn't even seem like I could do that until fucking 60 hours in the game because I'm going to be spending that much time trying to do all the challenges. So if they fixed that, where it's just you get infamy points a lot easier by just leveling up, then that's fine. I'd be perfectly fine with that. They just need to go back to the old system of how to level up, how to do it. Like they honestly could have just fucking took Payday 2, like I don't know how remastering works or like the specifics of what that goes into, but like you just take the fucking game, you make it look really fucking good, you add a couple things here and there, and then you add new maps, and then you just fix a couple bugs that happened in the last fucking game. I would have taken that and I would be like, yes, give me fucking more. I will buy every fucking DLC. I will buy everything. Whatever. But no, they didn't want to fucking do that. They wanted to be a fucking bunch of mooks and try to make a completely new game. So, but no, I do have hope that they're gonna fix it, and then I think it'll. However, with the climate of everything right now, I think they still might go bankrupt, but they'll bring the game up to at least a 7 before they do that, or maybe an 8. So yeah, that's all I got for Payday 2. Loesch, actually, because I don't know if Brian you have it too, but a lot of my dudes have been talking about Starfield, so I want you to tell me about that shit.
I think we talked about it. Oh, I think we talked about it on the Dark episode.
It was in the Dark episode. The Dark episode.
That takes place on the Dark timeline. Like it's. But Starfield's a lot of fun. It's very much so a Bethesda game.
Mhm.
And so if you're a Fallout fan, you'll be a huge fan of Starfield. I'm not a huge Fallout fan, which is why I don't love Starfield, but I do like it. My biggest complaint with it is the fact that the maps, so when you're in a city,
How
And it's like,
big?
alright,
How big is the areas in the game?
every planet is pretty big,
Okay.
and then there's so many different solar systems and planets and all that shit, and that stuff's really interesting, and that's what makes the game a lot of fun. And that's what, like, if I was to give the game out of 10, I'd definitely give it like in the 7, 8 range, just because of the, unlike, probably 5, 6 points of that is the fucking exploration aspect of it.
Alan, if you want a summation, and this is just from what I've heard, I haven't gotten the chance to play the game yet, but I think it's a reasonable opinion considering the sources. These are people I know, I trust in game reviews and such. The consensus is that if you like Bethesda games,
Yes. If you
it's
like
not
Bethesda
that
games,
it's
you'll like
essentially
it.
it's not very different. So if you're
Yeah.
not looking for a Bethesda style game, you're not gonna like it. And
If I
you're going
paid-
into it expecting evolution from other Bethesda games,
Yeah.
that's not gonna happen.
So I got it on Game Pass, and I like
Which is
it because I
great
got
deal,
it
by
on.
the way. I will give it
like
that.
it because I got it on Game Pass. If I didn't get it on Game Pass, I would fucking hate it, and I'd feel
I
like
was
I got
gonna-
screwed out of fucking $70 or whatever it is now.
The fact that it's on Game Pass is a huge deal. I think that's
Agreed.
great.
Agreed. But like the exploration is awesome. My biggest thing is like when you're in a city, nothing's marked.
That's new.
So if you just want to buy ammo or health packs or lock picks or anything, it's a 15-20 minute mission.
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah. So it's
Jesus.
annoying. If you want to sell shit, I still don't know how to sell shit. I'm 6 hours into the game. Like,
I can't sell anything.
The game gets fun after 12 hours, I swear.
that's and like I
See,
hate
that's
that
what
opinion on games.
that's what it sounds like when I
And-
hear about Elden Ring.
No,
No,
that's
that
not
game's
true.
fun
Elden
off the
Ring is
start.
the opposite. Or is the opposite.
Yeah.
Starfield apparently doesn't get fun after 12 hours because the game just doesn't open up.
Yeah, you also
But
just have to
Elden
learn
Ring-
the game. But
Elden Ring
Like,
is hard for 12
my
hours
biggest
because you
thing-
don't know what you're doing.
yeah.
The game lets you do as like a good amount. There's no restrictions on your character per se outside stats. It's just that you don't know how to play the game.
Starfield's fun, but I wish I took another year with it. Because then they really could have done some crazy shit. Because the ship building, ship customization, ships in general, awesome. Planets, another big complaint of mine is they're really empty. Aside from the stuff that's for missions or like little outposts that they put, there's nothing on planets. So like I was building my own outpost on like Earth just for shits and gigs, and I just decided to explore a little bit.
Call it
And
Mickey Mouse's Whorehouse.
no, but I'll change the name. and I like ran for a while. First off, there's no like cars to traverse planet, which is annoying. That's another sidebar. But I'm exploring and it's like, all right, here's an outpost, cool. And get to an outpost, awesome. Cool, explore some shit. Some shit loot, whatever. Oh, there's another outpost over here on my scanner. Let me go to that. Go to the outpost. Same exact outpost, same exact loot. And it's like, fucking cool, man. Like this,
Great,
this
I'm
is worth.
So glad, yeah.
This is worth the 3-minute walk. And then
Wait, you don't have like a
scanned
bike or
again.
anything?
No.
There's no
So
bikes.
no.
I'm not
cars.
surprised.
Scanned
Bethesda
again.
games generally only have
So-
like horses.
No,
And that's
here's what I
only
do.
some of them.
Scan again, look for some shit. It's like, oh, there's nothing. And then I was like, you know what? I'll take the long way back, see if I see some cool materials, because there's like shit that you can mine. Start going the other way. Walk into a fucking wall. There's not even entire planet expansion. Like, you can't explore the entirety of a planet because there's white walls on the goddamn planet.
Yeah, alright, so that's...
Like,
but
that happened, I walked back to my outpost, turned off the game, haven't played it since.
to play
Partially because I
compare-
haven't had time, but
To be fair, like, the only game I have for comparison and style is No Man's Sky. And if you play that, you're not going to get the same experience as Starfield. It's going to be nowhere close. But that's not because the game is any worse per se. If you're looking for like exploration aspects of it and like actually being able to fly to planets instead of fast traveling to them, ship customization, discovering shit, No Man's Sky, from my understanding and from what I've played of it, which was years ago, mind you, and they've added a lot since. No Man's Sky has that. It has that exploration itch. Starfield has more structured like quest design and RPG elements though. Like they're similar like setting, but two different kinds of games. So if you like Bethesda RPGs more, I would go for Starfield. But if you just want like the exploration aspect of it and almost more like Minecraft style, like more freeform, I would look into No Man's Sky. And that's kind of my opinion on it. But
So something I
I'm not
wanted.
surprised. By
So Brian, you've played a lot of Elden Ring, so I know your opinion on it. But Dylan, I want to know yours because there's a game that I want us to go get. I want us to go get this game. It's a multiplayer Souls-like roguelite. I just saw it come out on fucking Steam. I'm gonna go drop it in the chat because dude, I'm so excited for this game. I'm really excited. I hope to God it's so good. I'm loading up Steam real quick. I just dropped it in my library. Where the fuck is it? It's my wish list. One sec, boys. It's called. Where is it? Where is it?
Andrew,
Is it Mortal, right?
with your experience of Starfield, how would you compare it to like Fallout?
I've never played many of the Fallouts.
Okay, fair enough.
So.
Well, then honestly, the game probably seems fresher to you. Because from people I know who've played Fallout, like Jake, and have played Starfield, they seem of the opinion that they're very similar.
I mean, I played Fallout 4, but it's not really in my memory too much.
Okay.
And like, there's some stuff that's annoying about the game, and some stuff that's like turned me off, and other stuff that's like, oh, that's kind of cool.
I mean, it's an RPG. If there's no like, the problem with RPGs is that it's very easy to create a loop, in the game that isn't smooth.
Yeah.
Like, if there's like a smooth.
There was just one mission where I was like, when is this gonna fucking end? And that one kind of turned me off from the game.
If you have a game loop in an RPG that's very smooth, even if there's a grind to it, even if there's like I need to get materials, I need XP, I need to kill these enemies for a certain item, so on and so forth. If the gameplay loop itself is like tight and it's very smooth in transition, then people will generally enjoy it. But if the game loop becomes tedious, it's very easy to make the game loop in RPGs become tedious. It's very easy to be like, oh, I need the most basic material. I never have enough of the most basic material. Like shit like that.
And that happens with survival games a ton too.
Oh, absolutely. But survival games, that's the whole draw.
True. True.
That's part of the reason you play it. With RPGs, you want they're power fantasies. You want your character to constantly feel stronger, not only because you yourself have gotten better at the game, but because like you're finding ways to make your character stronger artificially as well. But like if I'm playing the forest, I don't mind that I have to go chop down trees. It's part of the game. I need to build shit.
Right.
If I'm playing Starfield, or in my case, the more experience I have with Fallout 4, if I need fucking iron scrap to make a weapon mod when I'm 200 hours into the game, I'm just annoyed. Because by that point, if I've played the game right, I expect my inventory to be stocked.
Right.
Another off-topic. I saw the game.
Hold on now. Again, I don't know if Dylan said anything, but I want to know your thoughts, opinions, all that stuff about Elden Ring so far from what you played.
Yeah, I'm actually curious myself. Have you played since you last played it with me, or you last played it when I was watching, Dylan?
What game we talking about?
For Elden
Elden
Ring.
Ring.
I mean, not really.
Okay, so he's not,
Be right back.
for context, he's not super far into it, so he's still very new to it, which is good because you'll get a more raw opinion.
Yeah. I'm not sure when this next time I'm gonna be playing it again. I'm just playing South
I
Park.
mean,
Crash Battle.
that's fine,
Yeah.
but what do you think of it so far? In your experience, you've
Yeah,
had
give it a out of 10 rating.
you haven't
too.
played too much, but you started to like experience some of the mechanics. I explained a lot of like what does what to you. Did you feel like overwhelmed? Did you feel like you were learning? Were you enjoying learning? Like so on and so forth.
For me, like when I first started, it's like I was pretty lost. Like, I not only have to learn like the mechanics of it, especially if I go like pretty blind. I was like, oh, I might just have to die trial and error over and over until I get learn stuff.
Yeah, but that is the case with those games. And to be honest, if you've played other FromSoft games of a similar genre, so like any of the Souls-like games, you have to learn less per se because it's very easy to adjust. But in your case, you haven't played any of them, so you're playing the most technically speaking, mechanically complicated one. So I can see how that would be very difficult for you, because not only do you have to learn, eventually at least, learn all the new mechanics to the game, you have to learn all the base mechanics that translated over from the other game, just to start.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm getting the hang of it, but it's still a little rough, especially trying to do the combat. Because I'm not
Uh,
used to like parrying, dodging.
how would you
Well,
compare it to, say, like Zelda? Because you've been playing a lot of that too, or at least at the time.
well, 2D Zelda and 3D Zelda is different. Breath of the Wild.
3D specifically.
3D, it's also like pretty unused to it at first, but it's more easier on long-term scale. I feel like so far. So like I got used to controls much more faster, and I was able to pick up more stuff mechanic-wise
Okay.
compared to like
So
Elden Ring. There's like
yeah,
more
okay.
stuff involved, more in depth. Like,
So
all right, this might be a longer grind to like process.
fair enough. So in my case, for context, I've played every FromSoft Souls-like game, quote unquote. So I've played everything from Demon Souls to Elden Ring.
Mhm.
And in my experience, I had the same thing. I started on Dark Souls 1 back when that came out, and I sucked. It was the same kind of thing. I dropped that game like 3 times. I dropped Dark Souls 2 like also 3 times. I kept running into situations where I just wasn't good enough at the game, but I'd progressed far enough that my character was too weak to continue, if that makes any sense. I got stuck in I got stuck in scenarios where I would have had to like really, really grind my way out of it, and that just, it didn't work for me at the time. I got turned off from it. I finally beat Bloodborne came out, and I beat that, and then I finally started to get it, and I went back and I like officially beat the other games, because technically speaking, I got far enough in Dark Souls 1 that I was like over halfway through the game. I had a quote unquote like completed PvP character. I could play online reasonably, stuff like that. I just never really. Dark Souls 2 was honestly the worst for me. Dark Souls 2 was like, I just couldn't get it. It didn't click with me until way later. But once I did get it, I found that going to any of the new games that came out, so Dark Souls 3, Elden Ring, Honestly, the exception is Sekiro because that was just very different. I found that it translated very easily. So it's one of those things where, like, yeah, I understand. It's a very steep learning curve, but I think it's going to be the same as Zelda is for you now, where it's like once you learn it, it's just learned. Like
Yeah.
once you've gotten over the hurdle and you feel comfortable with the game, you won't forget how to play it.
Mhm.
A lot of people give the genre flack because they don't really think it's a genre. They could, everyone calls it. Oh, everyone's like, oh, the word Souls-like gets thrown around too often. When
I really
it
don't like that it does. Like,
What?
know.
Yeah, when it's really just third-person action RPG. But I will give credit to saying that when you play the games, they do feel different, per se. Like, it's like if I play like Devil May Cry, that is not the same. Like that's also third person, so on. But it's not. It does not feel anywhere the same as like a Souls game. So I will say like, it's like learning a new genre in a sense. But I wouldn't call it Souls like. It's just like a weightier third person RPG is the way I can put it.
Just like this new game, Liza P. It's
Yeah,
basically
right.
just similar.
It's same thing. Liza P. Lords of the Fallen.
You should
There's a
really-
remake coming out for that soon.
You
that
guys
looks
should
good.
really go check out the game. I dropped it in the chat. It's called
Yeah, I'll check it out.
Mortal. It's like Mortal something.
The problem with these games that try to emulate this style is that
Mortal.
a lot of them are smaller studios and they don't necessarily have the resources to fine tune things as much as FromSoft does with their games. Which is why I think the genre was defined around Souls-like games, quote unquote, because those were just the control in those games. Once you get used to it, is so good. Like it everything responds well and the way it's supposed to, and it's very. And not only does it do so, it's very like tight. There's no like, oh, my character feels too floaty, or oh, my character feels way too heavy.
And
Like everything feels the way it should. There's no like inconsistency between your player and what enemies can do in the games. But walk us through like your first experiences, Dylan. Like what did you think of your first boss, of your first enemy you really got stuck on, like stuff like that?
Oh, I got more stuck on the giant than I did with the first boss.
Yeah, I remember that. There was a giant not too far off from the starting area that you just
yeah.
refused to let go. You had to kill it. You kept
I
going
had
back
to.
there, and you kept dying. And I kept telling you, I'm like, Dylan, you don't, there's no requirements here. You can go wherever you want. You can learn the game at your own pace. And you're like, no, I'm gonna keep fighting this giant until I kill it. And to your credit, you did.
I did, but I felt like more luck because I just trying different combos.
My
I
So
wouldn't
something
say it was
landed.
luck. From my
My
observation, it
only-
looked like you were learning.
my only problem with Elden Ring, and this is probably because it's a Souls game and I'm just not used to Souls games. When I beat like the first couple cave bosses, maybe the first boss, and the first couple big enemies like that giant and like a couple other enemies, and even going into areas that were like a little bit higher level that maybe I shouldn't be, and getting kills there that were hard. It felt like some of the rewards were like,
Los, you have it too.
really? Yeah, I do.
Yeah, you
And it
had
felt
it.
like some of the rewards were like, really? That's it? When
Damn
it
it!
came
that's
to,
Should I
like,
go
the
get this game
ruins.
now then? Fuck.
That's the you probably should.
Alright, I'll go-
It's
I'll
It
go-
is very good.
I'm missing
I
out.
don't know if you'll like it, Alan, but I think
I
you could
like
learn to like it.
I like the Dark Souls franchise. Into it like
Then yes, I would pick it
Souls
up.
like it's just
Then yeah,
with Dark
yeah.
Souls. What was it 3?
So Andrew, this kind of plays into a conversation that a YouTuber actually had discussing the appeal to Dark Souls games and their difficulty, and that is something called what he called meta. The YouTuber was Inferno Plus. It was something called meta knowledge, and basically what he said is like he's like the more you know about the game in retrospect, the easier it gets and the more rewarding it gets. If you
Gotcha.
played the game before and you know where a certain cool weapon is, you'll go straight there because you'll be like, I want to try this. But if you don't know what you're doing and you're just wandering around aimlessly, in a game like Dark Souls, that's not as big a deal because the map is much more contained and there's a lot of paths to take, but the paths themselves aren't open. You know, they generally guide you in a direction. Whereas Elden Ring, the map is very, very open. So it's very easy to end up somewhere where you're just out leveled by the enemies or outclassed because you just haven't played the game a lot. And
Right.
yet the rewards aren't there because there's so much to the map that you can't just have some overpowered item at every single turn. Because so Elden Ring has the issue of there's so much to explore that a good amount of the exploration just isn't worth it. Either the effort you put into getting the reward wasn't worth it, or if you came back to it later when you were overpowered and you know the game and you blitz through it, you're just like, oh, I just wasted my time because I got nothing from it.
Right.
But on the flip side, when you run into a reward this is my opinion at least, when you're playing the game and you've like built the character a certain way and you find something for that character that fits and you're like, this is really cool. Like if I'm playing a strength character and I find the greatsword, for instance, I'm like, oh, let me put this on. I put it on, and you just have this giant ass sword now, and you're like, oh, this is sick. But if I'm playing that same character and I find a bow that is primarily a dexterity weapon, I'm like, this is fucking useless. I just wasted my time. So I totally understand where you're coming from.
Right.
Yeah, but then couldn't you keep it for later and then just
You
up
could,
your...
but respecking is not something. Respecking Elden Ring isn't unlimited per playthrough. It's like 15 respecs per playthrough, and you have to find the item to do so, and you have to get to a certain point in the game. So if you're playing through the game for the first time, you may not be at that point yet, and you may just be frustrated because if you don't, because think about it, if we're playing from the perspective of someone who doesn't know anything about the game, and they're building their character in a specific way, like they should do to keep with the curve of the game's difficulty, you may just feel punished for wasting all your time constantly going into areas that don't have a good reward for you. And at that point it ends up feeling like luck. It's not, but it feels that way because it's like, well, I just happened to didn't explore in the right direction because I just arbitrarily chose to go a certain way.
Yeah.
It adds a dynamic to the game where it's like, depending on what path you chose, depending on how much you explored, you may end up in a scenario where you're just not having fun because you're just not choosing the places that are good for your character. But if you're someone who, happens to find an overpowered weapon early, or they just got lucky and they built the character a certain way and found gear for that character, then you'll have the complete opposite experience where suddenly you're having a great time because you feel the reward.
Right.
So it's a very interesting experience. But that's where meta knowledge comes into play. With these games, if you want to look up a guide, fucking go for it. Don't waste. If you feel like you're wasting your time exploring, then you should look shit up.
Brian, when did Elden Ring come out? Because I believe the game came out when I was in
February of last year, or the year before.
Okay, because that means I was in Poland when that happened.
You were in Poland when it came out.
So here's the crazy thing.
I wanna say.
When I think it was maybe May, towards I was like about to leave, my one of my dudes, he bought an Xbox and played Elden Ring. So I got to play it a little bit while I was over there. And I just remember there was this guy who had like a, I don't remember what his, I think it was like a, I don't remember what it was, but I was a rogue and I just had a dagger. And I just remember I was fucking this guy up. And he's red. He's like in the beginning stages of the game.
Yeah,
You know who I'm talking about?
I do.
You have to like go
I think I do.
down. You have to like, he's next to like a water area. It's like a water.
Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, I fucked that guy up until the last second that he killed me. It was so mad. I was so mad. But like, I don't know. I think that the combat in the game, I think I can get really down with that.
It feels very good. Granted, they've changed it a lot since the game first came out. They've
How so?
changed certain mechanics. So there's a system in the game called poise, and it's basically like a not a hidden stat, but it's a hidden meter on your character where armor has a poise value. And the more you stack that value, the more you can tank a hit without flinching. So you know how in Dungeons and Dragons, if you get hit really hard, you might flinch and lose a turn?
Right.
It's the same kind of system where all weapons have a certain poise damage value, and when you get hit, that adds to your bar.
Hmm.
So if your bar gets filled, you get staggered, and it's very easy to fill up that bar even at the start of the game, unless you're wearing really. So if I'm wearing really heavy armor, like the heaviest armor in the game, for instance, and someone hits me with a dagger, I'm not gonna stagger.
Okay, but then wouldn't you?
Not on the first hit. On the second or third hit, I will. So it's just one of those things where it makes you feel, it helps make the tank class of characters feel like tanks. But since the game's come out to now, they changed that. In one of the last patches, they changed it so that way, especially in like player versus player, they changed the poise system where instead of the poise affecting you just idling and always being active, it more so affects when you're attacking. So now if two players are attacking each other at the same time, depending on the weapon you get and your poise stat, or depending on the weapon you're using and your poise stat, you may not flinch while attacking. But like if I'm using light weapon, light armor, and someone hits me, I'll flinch while attacking. But if I'm using heavy weapon, heavy armor, and I'm attacking, and someone hits me with a medium-sized weapon or lower, I probably won't flinch. So they changed it from a system of, okay, I'm wearing heavy armor, as long as I'm above a certain poise value, I'll never flinch on the first hit unless it's a big weapon, to a more like dynamic system where it only affects the poise only affects my actions now, not me standing still.
Okay.
Now the issue with this is just preference. It literally is just preference, because Dark Souls 3 had that hyper armor system where if you took an action with certain weapons, that's when your poise would come into play. What Dark Souls 1 had a different system or had the opposite system where your poise value was a flat value, and it was basically always active. And depending on basically if you hit somebody and they have a high enough poise value, if your weapon isn't big, if you don't have a big enough weapon, they're not going to stagger on the first hit. They basically get a free action.
Okay.
So I've always preferred the constant poise system, because from my point of view, it makes sense.
From my point of view, I think the Jedi are evil.
Yeah. It's just always made sense for it to be that way. If I'm wearing heavy armor, I shouldn't get staggered on the first hit of a fucking dagger. It just doesn't make sense. But mechanically, people think the consensus seems to be that hyper armor is just better because it makes the playstyle more active, essentially. Because a lot of people when with the constant poise system, they'll just basically counter strike constantly, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Where they'll tank the first hit, so that way they can get a backstab or a strong attack in or some bullshit, you know. Whereas with the heavy attack system, you have to always be on your toes, because if you're not, a simple hit from a dagger can, you know, put you in a bad spot. It can put you at disadvantage.
I want my Moonlight Greatsword.
You can get that. It's in every fucking FromSoft game.
I want my fucking Moonlight Greatsword, damn it.
Yeah, that was a... I'm not sure I explained that well, because it's a not necessarily overly complicated, but it's a decently complicated system for me to explain without context.
Yeah.
It's much more easier with a visual demonstration. So if you're curious, look up, you know, poise in Elden Ring, nerfed versus unnerfed, whatever, and you'll see the differences.
Hmm.
But I get why they changed it. I do. The players seem to prefer it one way over the other, and it with the mechanics that are in Elden Ring, it just seems healthier for the game. How that affects the whole game, I don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, you know, it eliminates certain strategies from the game, but it gets rid of a lot of bullshit strategies that make the game feel cheap.
Well, I think what we should definitely do is, since I didn't know that every single person except myself had the game.
Keep in mind, Andrew
So-
doesn't have it on PC.
Yeah, but isn't it crossplay?
It is not.
What? Oh, never mind then. Okay. Oh,
Yeah,
I
I
can
get-
wait then.
Yeah.
Never mind. I thought Lush, you had it on thought you had it on PC.
No.
Damn, that fucking sucks. Well, I don't know. I think I'm gonna enjoy it nevertheless. But again, with all this stuff I gotta do.
You can take this if
well,
you
I mean,
want, bro.
okay, so-
you can take the same route as Dylan. You can play the game completely
it's
solo,
not
or
that,
if you don't
it's
want to, you can
just-
play with friends.
It's not that. It's just there's already I already have. Oh shit! We got another one, boys. We got a fucking another one. We were just talking about
what's good,
Elden
bro?
Ring, so
Let's go.
Brillo.
Bro, I got
tell
some
the-
Admiral Nelson.
Brillo, tell the lovely
Yikes.
people of
The Admiral.
the live stream that how you
You
doing?
didn't go for Sailor Jerry?
Sailor Jerry's
There
not
was no
here.
Sailor Jerry.
That's the one under Admiral.
he's just below. He's just below. How you been, buddy? It's been a minute.
Been good. Been good. Getting used to
How
classes.
the biddies
It's been.
how the biddies taking care of you?
Always treat me well.
You said he's treating you well?
Oh no.
Oh.
Oh,
I said
whoa,
that.
confirmed.
I
Something I
said
told
Dylan, you got
there.
that? Dylan, did you hear
I
that?
said there.
Maybe.
Likely
I haven't
story,
gotten to
maybe.
ask you this, bro, because I haven't seen you. How's the new roommate situation
What do you mean?
with the upstairs folk?
Oh, the upstairs. I still have never made contact with them.
Okay,
Never made
so not
contact.
great.
Yeah. Nah,
You heard him
we don't.
fucking bouncing the bed sheets though.
Oh yeah, the girl upstairs. Jesus Christ.
Oh my Christ.
Her boyfriend comes like once a month.
That's so. I feel bad for you because I know that feeling. Like for
Oh, it's all
in
night
my situation, the people upstairs are
all night?
rarely ever loud.
and morning.
Oh my
Dude,
Christ,
that's
they're
so
going
bad.
you're going 24/7? Yo,
Is
rep
anybody
this
playing
guy,
any
bro.
games right now? Anybody trying to game?
We're talking about games because we're on the fucking live stream, bro. It's stream day, bro. Don't you know? Don't you know?
Not.
We were.
I know you.
just
Oh yeah, I
talking-
know you guys do this. Yeah. That's right. That's right.
We were just talking about Payday and Dark Souls.
How is Payday? I haven't played it yet.
I'm not gonna
Devin
continue,
Haney,
so you
what
should
are you
go
doing?
and check out the live stream. I'll go
Alright,
and
I gotta find my laptop.
I'll go and link it. I'm gonna cut it up later so that you can probably like cut through and just skip until
We
until you
talked
get to
about
the
wrestling for
part.
a while. We've been talking about games for a while.
But so I'm actually kind of glad you're here because I kind of wanted to step into this segment. I wanted to chat a little bit, just a little bit, about this upcoming fucking Sunday, dude. What do you think? What do you think? Cowboys v Pats. I'm actually very surprised we beat the Jets. I was like, holy fucking shit. Let's see. What are the matchups? Who's playing?
Sorry, Pats fan?
I am a Pats fan. I'm surprised you didn't know. My dad's from Boston.
I know.
So,
I'm pretty sure. You know what? This is the one time I want the Patriots to actually win. It's when they play the Cowboys, because fuck the Cowboys.
So the Lions beat the Packers.
Fuck the Cowboys.
I was very surprised about that. I was like, what? The Lions, I hope they go to the Super Bowl, bro. I hope to God they go to the Super Bowl.
The Lions.
I love Dan Campbell with all my
he's
heart.
so funny.
I do love him.
Dude, I was watching the Bengals game this
I start
week.
every morning with 11 ostrich eggs.
What? Yeah, like where the fuck do you get 11? How do you have 11 ostrich eggs? You need.
Wait. Did you guys see the
Oh my
other one
gosh.
that was? He goes, I wish the coaches in this league would just agree to a fist fight. He goes, every time I walk up, he goes, I walked up to Pete Carroll and asked him, hey, how about we leave the teams out of this and settle this mano a mano? And he said, haha, good one, Dan. Let's have a good game. And I said, fucking pussy.
I love you said that to me. I laughed so
Oh
hard.
my gosh.
But I was watching the Bengals game this week. That was very good, bro.
Did
For
they
a
win?
team that was 0-2, they put on a good show.
Who did the Bengals play?
I forget. It was I want to say San Diego.
They beat the Charge. Wait, they beat the Chargers.
No.
I don't see him on. Okay, hold on. Let me put week 3. Let me see week 3. Bengals. Oh, they beat the Rams.
Yeah, it was the Rams.
Yeah, they
yes,
played the
you're right.
Rams. Okay.
That was a good game.
I'm very sad that Baker lost his first game. He was going on a good streak. So, but he put up a fight. So I'm not too mad. But all right. So
Yeah, I think you can't not root for Baker.
yeah, he's just had so
Right now.
much shit.
What about
going on.
Kaepernick Slutter? What do you guys think about that?
Nah, fuck that. Fuck him, bro. He literally
I mean,
said the
I'm
NFL was
down.
slavery.
No.
No.
Hey,
Put
if
him on
he
the practice
helps
squad.
Jets win
Show him what he's
games,
got.
That's
That's it. Jets got
exactly.
nothing to lose. Jets
No.
suck.
Listen,
Exactly.
the Jets can use
Exactly.
anyone, and
Exactly.
They
I mean
Is
have-
he that
anyone who was
bad?
not Zach
They
Wilson.
have a fucking buffoon.
Like watching Zach Wilson play quarterback, like makes me want to cut myself.
Oh my
And-
It's so upsetting because the Jets are good everywhere
Yeah,
else.
exactly. And like
What
I'm
the
a relatively
They all
stable human
hate
being,
him.
so
Every single one of them hate him.
He's
exactly.
a prick, isn't he?
That's the
Like he's
that's
a piece
the
of
bad
shit
part.
too, isn't he?
I don't.
Yeah,
I've met him. I've
Ah,
met him.
dude,
Did he do
he's a
something
fucking-
He's
like
a nice
last?
guy.
No,
He's
I
just
heard
an
he did some.
asshole.
He's like a prick to
He's
his
a
personality,
loser.
Like, online personality-wise,
Okay, so all right, boys.
I can't
so
speak for his in person.
I'm gonna
'cause I haven't
say the games that are gonna be playing for this weekend or tomorrow. Just let me know who you guys think is gonna win. So first up, Falcons v Jags. What you think? Who's got it? I think
Jags.
Falcons. I honestly
Yeah.
think.
Yeah,
I
give
think
me the
Falcons.
Falcons.
Yeah,
I
Jake,
want
give
the
me
Jags.
fucking Falcons.
Desmond Ritter.
Desmond Ritter's a monster.
I want the Jags so
He's
bad.
good. He's really good. So okay,
Be-
so
Bijan.
yeah, Bijan Robinson's a monster too. I want
okay,
Grady.
so we got a 50-50 split on that one. What else?
Okay, Dolphins v Bills. Next one.
Dolphins.
Dolphins, definitely Dolphins.
Dolphins put
Dolphins
on
are
a
dude. They're scary.
performance
They're
last
really
time.
they're really scary. And Jalen Waddle's back too. So
I can't
they're
believe
scary.
Tua
Exactly.
came back
Exactly.
from two brutal
This
concussions.
is Tua's
in the
year,
season,
bro. This is Tua's
and he just
year.
puts on a clinic.
Yeah, dude, he monstered. He got 70 points up on the
I know,
board.
Tua
bro.
did?
Dude trained
Or not
jujitsu
specifically
for 1
Tua,
year
but,
and
like-
he turned into a savage.
No,
But,
those
like,
running backs. Both
The
those
running backs got
were
like
crazy.
300 plus yards each,
Yeah.
and they got
Running
like
backs
3
were
touchdowns.
wild.
It was
Yeah.
insane. Okay, so next one we got Vikings Panthers. I
Panthers.
think
Vikings.
Vikings. I think Vikings.
All right, I should clarify on this one. I want Panthers.
Okay. I mean, I want the Vikings because Justin Jefferson deserves some respect, and so does Kirk
Fair enough.
Cousins. He put
Yeah,
up so
Kirk.
much. So
I
much.
Kirk.
like Kurt. I do
I
like
feel
Kurt.
so bad for Kirk.
Bro,
He
did
puts
you ever?
he
Did you
puts up
guys
like Kirk.
350 yards and loses a game.
with three? I think
And
it was
then
like 3 or
everybody's
4
like,
touchdowns.
Kirk is so bad, and it's like, wait, what? It's like he was on
Bro.
70% completion percentage, threw for 300 yards, got sacked 17 fucking times.
I do
And-
like
Bro,
Kirk
literally.
Cousins.
He
Like-
got sacked 17 times. Did he actually?
No,
No,
I'm
not
just
actually.
exaggerating.
But Jesus, dude, come on, Kirk, come on. Okay, so next, all right. What do you guys think? Loesch, Burillo, Vikings or Panthers?
Vikings.
Vikings
Okay.
are who?
Panthers.
Panthers.
Um. Hmm. Yeah, well, I'd say Vikings probably.
All right. Next one up, Broncos and Bears.
Bears.
I think the Bears because the Broncos are at.
The Broncos are
they're
ass.
at.
I think it's the Broncos. I think it's the Broncos.
I don't know.
Really?
Russ.
Have you guys
Russ
seen
is
what's going
fun.
on in the Bears fucking front office? Do you guys see
Oh,
what's
no,
going
the
on with
Bear-
the Bears defensive coordinator?
Yes,
No.
actually, now that you
Okay,
mention it,
so
yes.
wait, let me tell the story. So, I think it was Wednesday morning. Bears defensive coordinator resigns from his position as defensive coordinator.
What?
That afternoon, his house is being raided by the FBI.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
What did he
yeah.
have? A
Who's-
whole drug
I don't
deal
know.
in there?
I
What
don't
the
know.
hell?
I don't know what he. Nobody knows what he fucking
Go
did
find
yet.
it. Find out.
It-
Find out, Loach.
Like
Try
he
to
hasn't
find
been
it.
charged with it yet. I don't know. I can't fucking type on my shoulder. Somebody else do it.
My shoulder blade's busted out. Okay.
That's
All right.
crazy.
This one's gonna be interesting. Ravens at Browns.
Okay, my brothers are Ravens fans, so I guess I should say the Ravens.
I want to say.
I also do like.
Say-
I
I'm
do
gonna
like
say the
Lamar.
Ravens.
I
I
do
wanna-
like Lamar.
I want to say the Ravens because I want
He's
Lamar
very
to get
good.
up there. I honestly wish. I hope the.
I do love
the-
Lamar.
I like Lamar, so I want to say Ravens. However, the Browns are pretty spooky. Miles Garrett was a monster last game.
Miles Garrett is a monster still, but
I just
No,
don't know
last
if
game,
he's
bro.
good enough to beat.
Bro, he had 3 sacks, 5 tackles, and I think like a.
Yeah, and he
I
does
think
that every game.
maybe
I
a-
I
know.
was speaking about the Bengals
his
Rams
average is
earlier. You
so
know who's
good.
still a savage, bro? Aaron Donald.
Oh, dude, he's a monster. Yeah.
Didn't-
He's
didn't
crazy.
I'm
good.
so sad that he like yes, it's for the money, but like he got 1 win with LA, and I'm like, all right, bro, it's time to go to like the Jets or like send him to somewhere that
I would
has a
love
really good
Aaron
chance.
Donald on the Jets, bro. That'd be
Man.
hype.
That'd be crazy.
Did you
Yeah,
ever
that'd be
see the
great.
video of him talking about his bench?
What's his bench?
500.
Yeah, that makes sense. He's a
So
fucking
he
monster.
benches as much as I box squat. That's crazy.
He's an absolute animal.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Okay. Okay.
He's sitting next to DK Metcalf, and DK's like, "Yeah, I think I can bench as much as you." And then he goes, "What do you bench?" He goes, "500." And you can
The
see
image of
DK's
this-
facial
oh my-
expression. His entire face just goes wide, and he goes, "Yeah, I can't do that.
The
not,
image of this
I'm
in
gonna
my
front.
mind
I'm
has
gonna
made
front.
me
I
laugh.
cannot do that."
Oh
I'm
my.
just imagining Aaron Donald and DK Metcalf sitting next to each other now, having that conversation. Aaron Donald just
it was
sitting on the
comedy.
bench.
So boys.
It was
this-
them two and PFT from fucking Barstool. It's them two and some dude in fucking sunglasses. Like,
So boys, this next one, Steelers
Big
at
Cat was fat.
Texans. What you think? I think Steelers, obviously, because
Steelers.
Steelers.
you know, give me
Tex-
Texans.
Give me the Texans, dude. I don't know that. CJ
I'm a
Stroud,
fan of Will Anderson,
Will Anderson.
I mean, that's fair.
the left outside linebacker they just drafted
I'd
Really?
still say Steelers.
at number 1 overall,
Is
or
he
whatever
really,
it was, or number
really,
2.
Really good. Is he really, really good?
Yeah, dude, his first game was against Lamar, and he had I think 2 sacks.
Jesus.
Ooh, that's spicy.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, or a sack
especially
and a couple
on,
QB hurries.
but on
Like, if you want to
Lamar,
look up his
though.
stats, like he like that's what made me
Yeah,
be
the
like,
pressures.
Oh,
Yeah,
he's like,
right. Okay. What do you think, Brillo? Steelers
like, going off
or
against Lamar
Texans?
is hard.
Steelers at Texans. Who you got?
I don't know much about either team.
They both suck.
I'll go Steelers though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Steelers are
aren't they like
2-1,
both
so-
garbage?
Yeah,
Um,
I go
that's a
Steelers
safer bet.
just cause they like to team up against Giants fans against Philly. It's
Yeah.
fuck Philly.
Okay. So next one, Rams at Colts. What you think? I think Colts. I definitely think Colts.
I
They're in
think
home.
Colts.
They're at home. what the hell is his name? Anthony Richardson.
Is he back?
Monster. I think
Wasn't
he
he out
is.
last game?
I think
Okay.
he's off concussion protocol.
Minshew,
So he's
dude, Minshew Mania came through last week against the Ravens. They won that game.
Yeah, they did. Just because
That
he threw the
their
he threw
kicker,
the
their
he threw
kicker
the
has
f-
ice in his veins. Their kicker hits a game tying. Kicker hit the game tying field goal, and then comes out in overtime hits the game winner.
bro. Oh my
What?
gosh.
That is the I love good kickers.
Good kickers are good.
He
bro.
did
Good
that,
kickers are
and
good.
he did that after Justin Tucker missed a kick.
Ooh, yeah.
Justin
I was
Tucker
gonna
missed two,
say,
I think, that game. Like
Who?
everybody was like, "Oh shit, the universe is fucking backwards."
This was,
Yeah, dude, that
this
shit
was
was-
last
if he
year.
misses,
Who
that's
fucked up
crazy.
a kick really badly, like
Uh,
5 in a row.
that was on the Cowboys.
Yeah, okay.
That was the
That's
dude on the
right.
Cowboys.
Yeah,
I
that
forgot
was
his name.
Cowboys.
Okay. Brian, who do you think? Rams, Colts. Rilla.
Colts.
Rella, what you got? Rams or Colts? Okay, I guess I'll go fuck myself. All right, boys. Next up, Buccaneers
My
at
reasoning
Saints.
is I saw like I said, the Rams. I watched the Rams Bengals game. They have no run game anymore.
The
It's dead.
Bengals?
No, the
Okay.
The Rams. Rams got no run.
Oh
right now.
yeah, they don't have a running back, do they?
They're
'Cause Cam
even
Akers
when
is
they
hurt.
when they do run the ball, it's incredibly obvious.
Okay. Well. All right. We got the fucking shit. We got Shake and Bake versus fucking the goofball in New Orleans. Because Derek Carr is hurt. AKA
Alright, tell me the fucking names because.
we got Shake and
The
Bake, AKA
Saints?
Baker Mayfield
Okay.
versus
All right,
Well, Baker
Buccaneers,
Mayfield.
fucking Saints. Thank you. Give me the Bucks.
Give me the
I
Bucks.
yeah, no, Bucks because Jameis is such a goofball, bro.
I
But
like-
if Jameis
I
turns
like-
off, if he pops
like
off,
Drew-
it's good.
I like the Saints back when they had like Drew Brees, Jimmy Graham, and Darren Sproles, and then they traded away like half the team, and I was like,
Yeah.
all right, well, never again.
Yeah, it hurts. Trust me, it does. Feel,
It's
imagine
really
if you
just Jameis
imagine
doesn't
if you
throw
traded
any
the goat,
interceptions,
Brian.
they'll win the game.
Yeah,
It's
I
just-
know. It's stupid.
Jameis loves the deep ball, and he loves to throw it to the other fucking team.
Yeah.
Hey,
And their
at that
secondary-
rate,
the
Zach
Bucks- the Bucks got a
Wilson,
good
you
secondary,
can't- we
so-
can't-
Oh,
you
yeah.
cannot
No,
talk.
I'd rather have Jameis Winston than Zach Wilson.
Go
Jameis
call
Winston
him.
would.
Give him a call.
You know what? All right, let me go through the fucking Rolodex because it's got on my fucking.
let me
phone.
open up my yellow
Let me
book
open up
here.
my contacts.
Okay.
Contacts instead of context.
Next up, we
I
got
apologize.
the Commanders versus the fucking Eagles.
Give me the Chiefs.
What?
Wait,
What?
no.
What
I'm
the
sorry.
fuck?
What was the old name of the Commanders?
The
Redskins?
Redskins, bro.
Yeah.
The
Oh wait,
Skins,
wait!
dude.
Big news with the Commanders and Redskins. The National Native American Association is fighting to have the name changed back to the Redskins
Let's fucking go, dude.
because
Bro,
the man
we're
who
gonna grow
posed.
up with a generation of kids who are like, who the fuck are the Redskins? And I'm
So the man who the whole story behind it is the man who posed for the face of the logo. His family is extremely upset because apparently the man was extremely proud of the fact that he was on the biggest he was on the biggest Native American branded piece of anything
Yeah.
in the
yeah.
world. And he was extremely proud of it, and his family was extremely proud of it. And when they found out that his face was taken off of it, they were pissed.
Dude, I'd be
And
fucking pissed too.
they got something like
Yeah, what the
10,000.
fuck?
They got something like 10,000 signatures,
Dude, let's
to
fucking
have it
go.
changed back.
Redskins come
Look,
back.
and then that's
I-
on top of another 40,000 from NFL fans.
Bro,
I'm
let's
not gonna
fucking
gonna
go.
front. You know, if you view it as racist, fine. I can see it. My
Nah, fuck
problem
Yeah,
with
but a bunch
it
of
was
white
the
people decided it was
rebrand.
racist.
Yeah, really.
The
What the fuck?
rebrand felt so fucking forced and rushed.
Horrible.
Yeah,
They didn't
The
take their
Commanders.
time.
that's what it was.
We're
They didn't take their
Washington. They
fucking
didn't even
time
have
to
a
actually,
fucking
like,
name for a
rebrand
while.
it positively and give it the attention it deserved. They're just like, oh fuck, everyone thinks it's racist.
You know who did it
Commanders,
right?
big W for the logo.
You know who
Yeah.
did it in a similar way, but I think did it better, was the Guardians. Because the Guardians never changed to the Cleveland baseball team. They immediately went to the Guardians. They were never the Cleveland, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly. Yeah, when we had Washington football team for a year, I was
I
like,
think
"Alright,
that's
this
like I
fucking
think if
stupid."
they immediately went to Guardians and not Guardians, Commanders instead of Washington football team, I would have liked it
I think it would
more.
have stuck.
I
yeah.
don't have an
But
issue
now
with
I
the
wish
name.
I wish they went back to the Washington football team.
I
Like
now I don't. Yeah,
I
I agree.
don't like the Commanders.
They just have a
I don't
fucking
have
W
an
on
issue
their
with
head,
the
bro.
name
Like,
Commanders. I have an issue with the no effort into like the branding behind it.
Yeah.
The logo is still just a fucking W.
Mm-hmm.
bro,
If you're gonna
I
make
don't-
it,
that's
what the fuck
also
is
why I
the
don't like the Commanders.
Commanders?
Yeah.
It's basically the commander. Like every textbook, you go look at a commander. It's a white guy standing there telling people to go do what to do what the fuck
But you can also say
they
like
need.
commander in chief, like the president. Like you could say that.
Bro, even if they don't call it the Redskins and they call it like the fucking like they could call it the Natives.
yeah,
And
that'd
that
Yeah,
would be
dope
hype.
as
yeah.
fuck as the natives, bro. That'd be sick.
Like
would be-
just
that'd be
change,
gnarly.
keep the branding,
would be.
keep the logo, and change it to something
Yeah,
more
the
fucking
Redskins
respectful.
does seem a little bit. The name itself is
Just change
just
the
a
name
tad
itself to
racist.
something more respectful, and it's cool.
Yeah. I agree.
All right.
Like
I
the
just
Florida,
I
like
don't
Florida
have an
State,
issue
they're
with
the
them
Seminoles
rebranding.
because
I have
the
an issue with
Seminole
how they
tribe
did it.
was in Florida. Like, it
Yeah,
makes fucking
they
sense.
literally do like the Chiefs, who are also based off natives, right? Like Native
Mhm.
Americans. They literally go. Then they go.
Well, they're also called the Chiefs. Like it's
Well, I mean, yes, but
Not
it's
the
like
fucking
they
Reds.
do the chop, don't they?
no.
Or is that Florida? Is that
there's
Florida?
yeah, that's Florida State.
Okay.
There's a baseball
alright.
team that does the chop too. The Braves.
Oh,
Which that's
really?
that's a really cool name too. Like
The Braves.
some people were coming after that saying it was racist, and it's like what?
How?
It's like you're calling them brave.
All right, you know what? Let's just switch it to the Prides then. Fine.
If you
I don't know.
want-
Just paint them
if you
fucking
want it-
rainbow. Might as well.
I understand people's issues with it. I don't think they handle
Come on.
it well.
Same. But I get it when
Not homophobic.
I mean I don't want to sound like a fucking asshole here saying this, but when it's a fucking white person telling me,
Yeah.
I'm just like, all right, man, cool. Or when it's on Twitter, it's like an SJW on Twitter. I mean, I don't mean to sound like an
No,
asshole.
yeah,
But, like
I
I'm just
agree.
like, all right, cool.
It's not
Roger
like,
that.
But when
dude,
it's
yeah.
like, but
It's
if
not
like
like
the
you
Native
had-
American Association came out and they're like, this is fucked up, I'd be like, yeah, it is. Like,
Yeah.
All right, boys. Next up we
Like-
got. Oh, you gonna say something?
no.
Okay, cool. All right, next up we got Bengals at Titans. Who you got? Both 1 and 2.
I want the Bengals. They
I
played
want
well
Joey
in
B.
their last game. I
I
want
want Joey B to come back. I want to come back for
I
Joey
don't-
B. So.
I don't think he is coming back.
He's injured, so not surprised. But I would like for him to come back strong. Who do you think, Loesch? Brillo, who you got?
Bengals.
at Titans. Brian, did you say Bengals too?
I said Bengals. I like that last game, bro. It was fun.
You know what? Actually,
team
if
is
Joey
good.
B is not playing, I want the Titans. Because
Really?
Derrick Henry.
I just don't think the
Derrick Henry.
Titans is a good game or a good
I
team.
just
I
want.
want the
Derrick
Titans
Henry
to have
do
Derrick
well.
Henry on my fantasy.
Exactly. I want Derrick
that's a
Henry
good
doing
reason.
well. So.
Yeah. Fair
Um.
enough.
All right, we got 2 LA teams up next. We got. Wait, actually. Yeah, because the Raiders aren't Vegas anymore, are they?
Yeah.
All right, we
no,
got
they
2.
are Vegas. The Raiders are
Are they
Vegas.
still Vegas?
Yes,
I
they
thought it was the LA Raiders. Okay, cool. Never mind. We got the Raiders at Chargers.
Raiders.
Chargers.
I'm thinking Chargers. Just because of Justin Herbert, I think that
Same.
he deserves a lot of good.
I just don't
his way.
think the Chargers coaching is what holds them back. It's because their coach is so like he's such a fucking stats nerd.
Yeah.
And
Oh.
I mean, this is something that like if you watch ESPN, it's all over it. But like he almost goes for it. He goes for it on most of 4th downs in the 4th quarter. And most of the time, I'm like,
Big
yeah,
ball.
cool, awesome.
Big balls.
Yeah, I'm like, awesome, cool, big balls. You trust your team. That's awesome. But like this last week, he was inside of his own 30. And went for it.
Jesus, no. Actually, I also think it's the
So-
Chargers because Chandler Jones just got arrested. Something about
Yeah, they already dropped him.
yeah.
Yeah, I know they dropped him.
I want the Pats to pull him back in. Come on back, baby.
Yeah,
Come on
hey,
back to us.
I don't hate it.
What did he
Come
get
on
arrested
back.
for?
He
I hope-
violated.
Yeah.
He violated. Like this.
I don't want to sound like an asshole there, but
What was
it's a
it? He-
brotherly
he-
bond. Did you guys know that John Jones' wife is gonna be a playable character in UFC 5?
What
no,
the
I
fuck?
don't think that's true. I think
I-
that's just a meme.
Yeah, yeah.
Come
What?
on,
She
don't.
fights. She
don't
fights in the
lies.
fucking heavyweight division.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, no.
Alright,
He likes some thick, okay.
alright.
All
You
right.
can only fight her against John.
All right, boys. Next up, we got Pats at Cowboys. I think we're gonna lose. I got a bad feeling. However, unless Ramondre Stevenson pops off, then we'll be fine. But I think it's the Cowboys personally. Sad to say. I don't got trust in my Pats.
The Cowboys have been popping off, but they had a
Yeah.
I
poor
like the
performance
Cowboys.
last
And
week, so
They
I'll
always start off
stop on this
really good. That's the thing. They always go really fucking strong, and then they
Yeah.
start sucking later because
one.
They're
I'll
gonna-
throw this one to toss up.
Nah, I'm gonna have to give it to the Cowboys just because they're gonna want to bounce back from last week.
That's true too. Yeah, you're
That's
right.
the thing, though, is that it's too early in the season for me to know if they will bounce back or if they had
Yeah.
their streak already.
No, that
Right.
team's too good not to bounce back. The team's
Right,
fucking
right.
insane.
No, I see it. I see it.
So next up, this one's kind of maybe obvious, but we got Cardinals at Niners. That's a tough fucking game for the Cardinals right there. I would hope the Cardinals,
That
because
is.
what's his name, Josh Dobbs. He's a
He's
pretty,
been playing
he's
out of his mind.
yeah, he's
Gotta
really
go with
fucking
Cardinals, baby.
good.
Dog beat.
I want to go with. He's not on the.
He's
I
not
don't
on
think
the
he's
Cardinals anymore. He's on the
Oh, where's
Jaguars.
he at?
He's on the Jags now.
hmm
No
Okay.
way. What number is he
Mhm.
still 91?
I have no idea. I was talking to my brother about it the other day.
Same position.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I don't know. Somebody Google it.
I'm doing it right
But I
now.
heard he was on the.
Yeah, he is on the
Jaguars.
Jags. Nope, he's on the Jags.
Where's he playing? What strength?
Oh, I didn't even know he's 27. That's awesome. That's great.
Yeah, my brother's the same age. Jesus Christ.
Is he starting?
Getting old. My brother's almost 30. Jesus fucking Christ. I get to make fun of him for being old soon. Yes.
I'm so glad that he actually he's doing really well too.
What's his stats this
um,
season? You have
In
it?
the regular season, he's got. I mean, he doesn't start all the time, so he's
Yeah,
got.
but still, if he's second string with with good stats, you know that's impressive.
He's got only one assist. That's
Oh,
it.
okay.
Little backstory for everybody. He went to our high school.
Yes, he did. That's okay. Actually, hold on. Let me take a look. Let me take a look at these stats. He looks really dope in a fucking Jags jersey too, though. That's really cool. Okay. Yeah, no, he's just got the one assist so far.
Well,
Wait. Oh no. Is that no? That was week. Is that week 2?
that's still good. It's still fairly early in the season, and not to mention, you know,
Oh wait,
a lot
wait,
of
wait,
se-
wait. It says he's on the Texans.
Oh.
Oh.
Wait, that doesn't make any sense though, because he's in a Jags jersey here, but then
It's probably they haven't updated the picture. That just happens.
okay, but it doesn't even say he was on the Jags.
He might have been practice squatted.
Maybe I wouldn't.
All right. Well, let's just get back to the.
Yeah. Okay. Wait. Nope. No, he got an assist with the Texans, so never mind. Okay. All right. Last up, Loesch. Your Jets are going against the Chiefs, but you guys are at home.
Jets. Fuck Mahomes.
Yeah. Fuck Mahomes. I'm going.
I
with
don't
the Jets.
hate him personally. I hate the people
Ooh,
around him,
actually, but
fuck
Zach.
Mahomes.
But Zach.
I don't care.
Zach.
I like the rest of the Jets.
Okay, what if you
Yeah.
guys did this? You guys dropped Zach, like just don't even give him to somebody. Don't even give him. And
I
you
say
guys,
we just take his ACL or Achilles and give it to Aaron Rodgers.
okay,
I heard
so
that. I saw
He's-
that meme.
He's spare parts at this point.
So
he's
Wasn't
not
you who
good
sent
enough.
that to me, Andrew?
Yeah,
That shit was so funny.
I'm gonna
And
show up
Ro-
at his fucking house with a pair of scissors.
For
Like-
context, Andrew sends me a post on Instagram. It goes, Aaron Rodgers will undergo experimental treatment where they take an Achilles from another player and give it to him, and someone says, yeah, we're only keeping around Zach Wilson for spare parts, and he goes, wait, what?
Jesus Christ, boys. Okay, and then last up on Monday we had the Seahawks in MetLife against the Giants.
Well, I know what Barilla's gonna say here.
You think Danny Dimes is gonna pop off Brillo?
I don't know if he's here. He might be away.
Yeah, I think he might be
Seahawks.
okay. But I think Seahawks. Gino, I really like Gino. Just
When
his
is-
mentality.
When is
towards
DK gonna
everything.
pop back off too?
I don't think. Honestly, sadly, I don't think he is. I
I'm
don't
a
think he
DK
is.
fan, and
I
I
like-
have been for a long time.
I really like DK, bro. I really like DK. He's huge. He gives off that Megatron vibe, but he
He's
just doesn't give off
fast.
those
He's just-
Megatron stats. You know,
He's
like,
too in his fucking head.
I think. Is that it?
Like,
actually
yeah,
not.
because he's like fucking fighting people on the field. He's all this like me shit. Like,
Yeah. But
he doesn't
he's
care
such a-
about. He doesn't
he's
even
such
care
a
about
good-
catching the ball. He cares about looking tough. Like
Yeah, no, I feel that. Because I remember that one play where they threw like a slant
the
over the
Rams.
middle, and he just fucking
Right.
destroyed. Like some guy tried to hit stick him, and it looked like that dude ran into a brick wall.
it
Like
was against the Rams, right?
I think it was against the Cardinals.
Okay.
It was somebody in red.
There's one
I think it
against the
was
Rams
Cardinals.
where it was after the fucking play, and he just completely what's it called? He cracked back somebody just for no reason.
He just like fucking domed them for no reason.
Yeah. No, you know
That's
crack
crazy.
back when you block somebody when they're not looking.
Yeah, it's such a shitty.
And he
such
did it to
shitty
a
thing do.
DB that he has 40 pounds on. And it's like, obviously, you're going to throw him even if you hit him
Yeah,
straight on.
congratulations, buddy.
Like,
Good job. Fucking great job, bud. Like that.
Congrats,
Alan,
you're a
are
grown
one to
man.
talk on this. You did this very often.
What are you talking about? I was always the smallest dude on the field.
Yeah, but in practice you weren't.
Yeah, because in practice, I need to get our fucking Brian. You know how I was on the scout. You were with me on scout team.
Nah. You know
We
what?
fucked
I lost
them
all
up.
respect when you intentionally tried to crack me and cracked Montoya, and you went, "Oh, I'm sorry, I was looking for Brian."
need-
When I was right.
Oh,
there.
dude. Oh my gosh, that was so funny. You
I was like,
needed
Yo, what
to get
the
rocked,
fuck?
Brian. You needed to get. You weren't looking.
Didn't need to get rocked.
You
were
weren't
pissed
looking!
because context. Alan was.
Oh,
pissed
was this
off
on-
Because
was-
everyone kept giving it. We were playing. It wasn't even practice. It was a speedball game. It was something we did as a team once a week for, just for fun. And Alan got mad because everyone was giving him shit for not cracking our quarterback in the off season. So he's like, all right, to prove these people wrong, I'm gonna go find Brian and hit him as hard as I fucking can.
Oh, dude, I remember this now. Oh my gosh, I feel so bad. I felt so
So,
bad because I
me
just
and
remember
our-
Montoya just
You only
comes
felt
out.
bad because you hit.
No,
Yeah, you
I
would've felt
that's what I'm
Montoya.
saying. I feel bad because I hit Montoya and I
Me and Montoya,
rocked the
we're
fuck
not
at
the-
him, dude.
we
I got
don't
underneath him and I
necessarily look the
fucking like,
same.
oh my
You
gosh.
guys are the
dude.
same fucking like weight though. Like,
No, we don't. No, not at this time. Montoya is definitely heavier than me.
Montoya
it was
was,
that we had the
Montoya
same
was like
shirt.
170.
We had the
so.
exact same shirt on, and Alan wasn't paying attention, so he just saw someone in the shirt I was wearing that day.
I had a
and
bloodlust,
he
bro.
fucking hit sticks him in the back as hard as he
No,
can.
no. I hit sticked him from the side because that would be a. What is
Oh,
that?
'cause that's
Is
so
that a
much
blind?
better.
Yeah, I fucking blindsided
And then
him.
he sees it's Montoya and he goes, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry." And I was like right
I'm
there.
sorry, I was looking for Brian.
And I'm just like, what? I was like, what the fuck, man? Because I was, like I said, I
Oh
was
my
right there. I saw how hard he hit him. I'm like,
Dude,
yo,
I
what is your?
stomped him.
I was like, I hadn't done anything to him that day. I'm like, what's your problem, bro? Like, what the fuck? I'm like, why
Was
me?
that when I wasn't playing Scout because Coach wouldn't let me play Scout?
It was so fucked.
Was that
You
before or
literally-
after I was on the Scout team? Because I remember
I don't
very
know. It was during
specifically.
the off season.
No. No, I remember doing that. It was during the. Oh, was it during
No,
camp?
No, it was during speedball.
It was during speedball. It was during the off season.
What? No.
I 100%. No, 100%.
Oh,
You and
I don't.
this was I knew you meant it too because it wasn't the first time you had hunted me down to hit me as like to like truck me. I remember one time it was it was barely snowing out. It was like a flurry and we still decided to play.
That was a
and-
good day. That was a good day.
I was like most of the time I wasn't that great. I was decent enough at speedball. I wasn't that great at football, but like I had.
What are you talking about? You were pretty good at speedball.
Well, I was gonna say
You
I was
just
gonna-
made some dumbass choices like fucking try to run through me and Steven.
I was gonna say I could keep up in speedball, but I was having a really good day in speedball where I was actually like keeping up with everybody.
We should make that.
I don't
an
know what it
actual
was. I
sport,
was just
though, by
on
the
it
way.
that day. I was feeling it. So I'm running down the field with one of our receivers who had the ball, and I was actually like keeping pace and I was cutting a good angle on him and I'm like, oh shit, I'm gonna get him. Like, all right, let's go. As soon as I go to like finish cutting off the angle and go get him, I get rocked in the back and I get shoved straight into the fucking turf and I'm like, what the fuck? We're playing speedball. That was a bit excessive. I get up and I just see Alan there. I'm like, yo,
Bro,
you
you can't. Oh, Brilla's not even with us anymore. I didn't realize that. I didn't know he hopped off.
Yeah,
Yo,
Discord
you
doesn't
can-
agree with his internet.
You cannot, like, dude, speedball. I just had bloodlust, bro. I was always thirsty. I was so fucking thirsty for no reason too. I don't know why.
You had a problem in speedball.
Dude, I
Just
did.
because whenever
I was
somebody
probably
said
murdering
anything
people.
to you, you were like, all right,
Yeah, he fucking talk shit.
where,
It pissed me off.
I'm not gonna
why?
pretend.
Why did
like,
it piss you off?
I
so
don't know.
much?
That's what I look back and I'm like, why was I mad?
Because
like,
it
why
was
was
like,
I didn't
somebody
have
would be
that
like,
moment.
hey, Alan, you're a bitch, and be like, all right, Brian, where are you? Because I'm gonna fucking kill you. Like,
Nah,
I'm
dude.
not
I
gonna
remember.
pretend like
I think
didn't
I've
have my own fair
rocked.
share of moments. One time, Nardi, he literally picked me up and like essentially just suplexed me into the ground.
Yeah, he drilled you, bro. He
And I
just
was
sent
like,
you.
all right, I'm in a bad mood now. And so, a guy who was a year or two younger than us had the ball.
Was it
and he
Jack
going to-
Jack?
No, I think it was Roger.
Oh, dude. Oh
He
my
had the
gosh,
ball,
yes,
and I
dude.
got up from getting suplex, and I sprint, and I just straight up shoulder tackled him,
Not a boy, Brian.
and I knocked him over pretty hard, and one of my teammates was like, he's like, yo, what the fuck just happened? I'm like, oh, did you see that? He goes, no, I heard that.
Bro, Brian, I remember that was just a battlefield, bro. That wasn't even a game. It was just a
Yeah,
battlefield.
that was a rough day. Everyone just kept fucking trucking each other, and
Dude,
that's
I
not
remember.
necessarily a good thing for the team. It's just something that happens sometimes.
Didn't we do scrums too? Oh no, it was
Yeah.
1-on-ones afterwards, I think.
We did do
yeah, we did
one-on-ones.
one-on-ones.
That was really fun.
One-on-ones was
Um,
always rough because they would always pick somebody who was way too big for
Yeah.
defense
Yeah.
and
It's
way too small for offense.
Yeah.
There's also some weeks where inside of the like actual goal, like on weeks that it was more aggressive in the goal itself, it'd get
Yeah.
chippy.
Oh, dude,
You remember,
it was,
Alan?
It
Like
was
it'd get a little
fucked.
chippy.
Dude, oh my gosh.
and like I had to get some people I started to get an understanding with. Like me and Steve had an understanding because one time he like elbowed me, and then the next time he came in, I gave him a Charlie horse, and it was just like, all
Just
right, we're
fucking
gonna.
punched him for no. Just like,
It was like, all right, we're just gonna lightly bump each other to make it look like we're trying. And
Yeah,
Nah,
like,
the worst hit I got was definitely Steven Allen at the same time.
dude,
Yeah,
you.
these
I don't know
motherfuckers-
what.
couple times
What
where I wasn't
ran
looking.
through your mind to think I can
because he'd
get
be in the
this?
goal all the
I
time,
did
and he'd
nothing.
get me a
Nothing
couple
ran
times.
through my mind. I caught the ball. I started running towards the goal. You
No,
two were
no,
there,
no, no,
right
no.
next to each other. I was like, well.
No. Are
I
you
was like,
talking
I'm not.
about? Wait, you mean the thing when we both just like picked you up and like
When
threw
you
you
both
down?
picked me
I
up
remember
one arm
that.
each and slammed me into the floor.
No, that was no. Okay, so what happened was we
I remember seeing
ran a
that and
screen.
being like, oh, Brian's dead.
We ran a screen, and you showed up
Like, all
right in
I'll
front
tell
of
his
us,
parents.
and I was like, and me and Steve just like look at each other and just go, like my hand was like on your left side. Oh wait, on your right
you
side,
had
and
left
Steve was
shoulder. He had right or something
yeah,
like
and
that.
we just both like picked you up into the air like we're one person
and
just.
dropped me straight into the floor. Yeah, I remember.
Dude,
I
and you
lost
know
my
what the
breath.
worst part was? That this is what really made me like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I
Because
remember.
when we
Yeah.
dropped you, when we dropped you, you got up and still got the tackle. I was like, what the fuck?
I
'cause
actually
the
do
dude
remember
behind-
that.
The dude behind us, who had a clear run, just decided, I guess I'm not gonna run, even though I have a fucking the Great Wall of Dallas over here. Like,
Yeah, I got up and what's it called? So context. They're two linemen, Alan and another lineman. Basically, I had the ball. I was running towards their goal. I was on their side of the field, and I caught it right in their path. So I just ended up getting trucked. So I get up from this, and they form like the flying V with a couple other linemen, and they have a guy running the ball behind them. And I catch up. So I get up, I run back to my side of the field to play defense. They're all coming up in the fucking flying V, all like five of them in a
you
triangle
had like a
formation.
whole O-line.
A guy behind.
Yeah.
I run up and I shift past two of them, and I didn't dive. I just got the tag. So I literally like
No,
Like,
you were
you're-
like
you're
you were on the ground, quickly got up and just like swiped, and I was like, how the fuck did you get tagged? Like, what the fuck, bro? That shit got me so salty, bro. Cause, oh my
listen.
god.
I kind of had to, bro. Like
No,
you
dude,
don't take a hit
redeemed
like
yourself.
that and
Yeah,
then
you
then stay
redeemed
down.
yourself, bro. That was,
You
it
take a
was
hit like that
crazy.
and stay down, you're dead.
Bro, it was crazy. Fuck, dude, those are good times, bro. You know what?
That
You know
was a
what?
fun game.
You know what, Loesch?
I
You know
like.
You know what we're gonna do, Loesch? You know what? I've
In
just gotten
retrospect-
another dream now. Another dream has popped into my mind. After we become huge and we're like 50, I'm gonna make the National
Oklahoma
Speedball
Girls.
League.
The National
Oklahoma.
Speedball League.
Dude,
There probably
I'm
is
gonna
already
fucking-
that.
No,
run
no, I
Oklahoma
just
drills
Googled it.
at our fucking concerts.
Oh, and
In
then
retrospect,
it's also gonna
getting-
be shirts v skins. If you're the home team, your shirts or no your skins, because you gotta show your shit off at home, and then
No,
when
we-
you're away, it's your.
Oh,
your
dude, shirts v
No, we
skins
get-
was always such a funny debate because they're
We get
like,
two representatives. We get them on each side of the stage, and just have them fucking balls out, run at each other. And
Sure.
if nobody gets a concussion, we don't get sued.
shirts v skins was always such a funny debate because in
God.
reality we were all football players and we all like most of the team lifted a decent amount, so for the most part there was no like no one there's no issue with taking your shirt off. Like you as a guy, if you're lifting in high school, you should, unless you're decently overweight or for whatever reason you're just uncomfortable with your
What
body
are you
image,
talking
it should
about?
be
Richie looked so good with his shirt off,
Free the nip.
especially when he jiggled around.
But that's my point. It's like it wasn't even people like Richie who were like, nah, I don't want to do skins. Like there was a good amount of people who would just be like, nah, I don't feel comfortable doing skins, and it's just like, why?
Fuck,
Like
bro.
you're a skinny. Like there are a couple people who was like, you're just same as me, like skinny white kid, but you
Just
have some
MGK.
amount of muscle. Like what? There's no one up here. Who cares?
Bro, that was
Like,
oh
we
dude, you
didn't-
know what's
we
really
didn't
funny when we'd
first
play
see
up there
skins.
and then the track team would be running around and they'd just be fucking staring and like, what are you looking at, bitch?
We
Are
didn't
you
do shirts
fucking-
v
are
skins in a
you
way
taking
where
my
it was
clothes
like
off with your
bullying people
eyes?
though. We just how shirts v skins worked for our team was that if who depending on who was team captain, it would depend who was shirts v skins. Because if your team captain wanted to be skins that day, that was you were skins.
Yeah, you were gonna be skins.
So it wasn't like we want to pick the kids who are going to be most uncomfortable with it. It was just
Bro,
was
the
just
worst was when it
literally
was
luck of the
cold
draw.
and we had to do skins. That was the worst when it was fucking freezing.
Yeah, that would be annoying.
Or there
Like,
was
that one I
ice.
got. When it was cold as
Bro.
ice and people didn't want to be skins, that I got.
Bro,
But
do you
when-
remember? No, do you remember when there was literally like shards of ice on the ground? So like people were fucking
Oh
slide.
yeah, I do.
Like
yes.
if you slid wrong,
You got cut.
fucking sliced. Like that shit was, oh my gosh, that was
So-
wild. You know what, Brian? That's
And to
I'm
give
gonna do
give
it.
an
Nope,
example
I'm
for
gonna do
this,
it.
one time we were playing. It wasn't even speedball. It was literally just a 2-hand touch game. Me, Alan, a couple other people, and the field was same kind of way. Ice shards on the ground, turf's frozen. I caught a diving pass, like a Hail Mary, and it was like slamming into concrete. Like it was horrible. I don't know what it was about that turf field, but it literally turned into stone when it froze.
Yeah, that shit was rough. It was the fucking, what's it called? It's the like the actual like turf black ball
Yeah.
thingies. I don't know. That shit.
Yeah,
just
so you
froze.
never wanted to be skins when it was cold, but other than that, it was completely fine.
Brian, I'm so serious about becoming the commissioner of this National Speedball League.
This National Speedball League. Look, looking back, getting rocked in
fucking,
speedball, you know, I can't
football
I
can be a
can't
sport.
complain about it because I get
Pickleball
punched in
can
the
be a
face
sport.
now.
Yeah,
Like, what-
pickleball could be a fucking sport. We can make speedball.
There definitely is a National Speedball League.
No,
You
there
have
isn't.
to look it up.
I just looked it up. There's
Ah.
no National Speedball League.
That's
Or
kind of sad.
it might not be called that. It might not be called. So I looked up handball.
Right.
Hold on, give me a sec.
Handball's something different.
Yeah, handball. It's not handball. And then I looked up speedball, and it brought me to this fucking child's, like softball tournament.
Ah.
So I'm like, clearly this is not it. So, all right. So yeah, we've been running for 2:37,
Yeah, we've been going.
bro, and it's been good. It's been a good time. Do you guys want to call it? And or do you want to take a break and then we keep going? What do you guys want to do?
It's up to you, honestly.
Dylan, your thoughts?
I think we're a good stop point.
All right. I think did Brian have to go somewhere? Brian left or something.
He might have been going to the bathroom or something.
All right. Well, I think I think this is a good place to call it. You okay with that, Loesch?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well. All right, everybody. This has been a great fucking stream. This has been a fucking fun ass stream. I think definitely one of our best. So. Ooh, actually, some closing stuff. In regards to music, which a lot of people have been asking about, we got a lot of stuff in the works. There should be some stuff from Montoya coming out in terms of covers. Him and Boogie have a really fun cover coming up, hopefully soon. But I might be dropping some stuff that I've been working on just for some fun. Probably not gonna actually push it out anywhere legit, but I might drop it on the YouTube channel as an audio file just for some fun, so you guys actually see that we're legitty titty about stuff. But yeah, I know Brian's not here, but
I just got back.
oh, all right, yeah, Brian, we're gonna be calling it for today.
right.
We're running at 2:40, bro. We've been going. It's been great.
Damn.
Yeah, dude. It's
Topics that we've been kind of dragging on some topics, but yeah.
nah,
it's
it's been good. It's been good. Don't sleep on it. Anyways, you guys have anything to say to the lovely people who have been chilling out with us? Any people
skate
that
skate fast, eat ass, die fast.
are- Okay, lovely, good shit.
Fair enough.
All right. If you guys don't got anything else, I'm gonna be turning off now.
Don't smoke crack. Crack is whack. If it's white, it ain't right. Did I tell you guys
Lovely.
that Coach T told me that on my last day of freshman year of high school?
Yep.
Yeah. Like, it was the end of freshman year, and he was one of my teachers. And Mr. Kennedy goes, "Any closing statements, Mr. Carlo?"
Any
And
closing
he goes,
statements?
"Crack is whack. If it's white, it ain't right." And then we
I
all go,
wonder,
"Okay." And
Alrighty.
I wonder how they would react to me actually
then
fighting
I went to
now.
lift.
um,
So, yeah.
Dylan, do you have any lovely things for the lovely people out there and probably gonna watch the VOD?
Yes.
Ah, okay. More consensus on ass eating. All right, y'all. Thank you guys if you made it this far. Love y'all. Lot of stuff coming out pretty damn soon, so we hope you guys can catch it. But for now, and as always, more to come. Deuces, y'all.
Adios.